Okay.
I'm ready.
You good? I'm calling this meeting to order. Please rise to the table for flag salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice. This meeting is called pursuant to the provisions of the Open Public Meetings Law. This meeting, June 8, 2026, was included in a list of meetings notice sent to the Courier News on January 5, 2026, posted on the bulletin board at Borough Hall at that time, and remain continuously posted as required. In addition, a copy of this notice is and has been available to the public and is on file in the office of the Borough Clerk. Carla, can you please call the roll?
Councilman Rice.
Here.
Councilwoman, Vice President Engelhardt.
Here.
Councilwoman Sorrow is absent. Councilwoman Herbert. Here. Councilman Levitt.
Here.
Council President Parker.
Here.
And Mayor Karen.
Here. So I'm gonna defer these commissioners report for the chief, they're going for a little later, for the executive session, so when he comes, I'm just gonna have him do his report, because he's do it so much better than I and more thorough. So a few things to report. Number one, after months of dealing with the Department of Community Affairs, Connery County regarding reimbursement for ADA items in the police development, DCA has added just under $60,000 more to our reimbursables. So we were already getting just under $100,000, so now we're going to be getting about $157,000 back, which, you know, this is money that we already spent. So the plan is to put it back into the capital budget line for the police building so that we can now get enough money to do the Sally Port, which, as I keep saying, the Department of Corrections is requiring us to do next. There is a FEMA grant out that got announced, I think last week or the week before that, for the first time in about a year. I have emailed our OEM coordinator. The grant is due June 10th. So hopefully we'll get something submitted. We are taking articles now for the newsletter. I will be signing the Raritan headquarters agreement for them to come onto our property to do the study for the dam removal project that the DEP has proposed. You know, there was a lot of rumors going around that they were going to be removing it this year or next year. Turns out they never even studied what the effects are going to be if they remove the dam. So apparently they own a tiny portion somewhere, and they need access. The contract was reviewed by attorney. I didn't think it was a big deal at all.
Simple access agreement, right?
Huh?
Simple access agreement.
Right, and I know they reached out to Councilman Levitt about it, so that's gonna happen immediately. The railway easement that the county was looking for a walking rail, a walking trail along the rail, was brought back to the planning board after we discussed it here a couple of weeks ago. Planning board chair requested it back here for the municipal attorney and the municipal planner to work on the ordinance and not the planning board. So if that's okay with everybody, we'll assign that to Beth McManus and Chris Corsini.
Wait, what is it?
For which?
A trail?
It's for the trail, the rail trail stuff.
Oh,
For the
rail.
linear,
Oh,
linear trail.
You know, cut glass and all that. Everybody good? Okay. And finally, well, just to re-announce or announce, the county is holding the 250th parade on Flag Day. This coming Sunday afternoon at 2 o'clock. Roads will be closing starting at noon, fully closed at 1. It is the largest parade in county history. It's at least 10 items bigger than the Christmas parade. It may last as long as 2 hours. It should be an amazing parade when all said and done. The county has requested that the council waive the administrative fee in the overtime for the police department. They will be paying for all the overtime for the Department of Public Works and our police department. They are putting in a tremendous amount of in-kind, including renting porta-johns. They are, they'll have their OEM here, their CERT team here besides ours. They are gonna have their buildings and grounds department and public works department down here. They're bringing down equipment to make sure everybody is safe. But they are requesting that the borough consider waiving, it's a $6 per hour per car fee. So I don't know how many cars the chief is planning on having here. I think he told me 10. And if the parade lasts 4 hours from start to end, that's $60 an hour times 4. So they did ask that the town waive that administrative fee. So are you okay with that?
So then, we were thinking the overtime.
No.
We're being reimbursed for it.
The county is going to.
They're gonna pay for it.
County's gonna pay for the overtime for DPW and the police. But the borough gets a $6, so the police get like $86 an hour, right, for overtime for something like this. The county's gonna pay that. Then on top of the 86, there's a $6 an hour fee that the borough gets for the car sitting there. Not for the police, it's just
So
for
we're
the
making-
car.
Oh.
So.
Make-
So they're asking that we waive that too. So bringing it to you all. You're fine with that?
Fine.
You're fine with that?
Yeah,
Council President?
Yep.
Council Vice President?
Yes.
Can I have a motion to waive that fee? Is there a second?
Perfect second.
Oh, roll call please, because it's plenty.
Councilman Harris.
Yes.
Council Vice President Engelhardt.
Yes.
Councilwoman Herbert. Yes. Councilman Levitt.
Yes.
Council President Parker.
Yes.
Who was second? I'm sorry.
Tony.
I was.
So, I hope you're all, I know that the borough is registered to be in the parade. And I was just telling Councilman Levitt and Councilwoman Herbert that George Washington will be leading off the parade. This is like the George Washington who is George Washington from Mount Vernon. He's
So good.
he's amazing, right?
So good.
Yes.
It's amazing. So he'll be in Mercer on
Yeah.
Saturday. And he'll be orating down the parade from a float. And then coming back up for pictures and stuff like that with kids.
If you've never seen him, it's worth seeing.
Yeah, he's like the best. And
Who do you contact to be in the parade?
so the Chamber of Commerce is kind of running the parade for the county.
Carla, I put you in already.
No, this is for my son. He
Oh,
wants me to
okay.
ask him a question.
So if you go to the Chamber of Commerce website, under their community calendar to June 14th, the registration's right there. It's really easy.
Well, he wants to make sure they got the fire company's registration.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Oh, that would be just email Chris Phelan or call the
Okay.
chamber.
yeah.
That's all.
Yeah.
But I know that, they count items, they're called items, so like a band is an item,
yeah.
a Boy Scout
That's how
troop
the
is an
4th of
item.
July parade is too.
So like,
Yeah.
so what the chamber told me was our Memorial Day parade had like 22 items.
Mhm.
This parade and the Christmas parade generally gets 70, 71, 72 items.
Mhm.
This parade is over 80 at this point. So they never had such a big parade before.
Yeah,
So,
I'll email Chris tomorrow, make sure.
okay. And that's it. That's my report. Council President?
Yes. So, couple of things. I told you guys the last time that I was really working behind the scenes, working to kind of bridge communications with the county and with some of the senators and the whole bit, just because I just think that Flemington needs to be forefront in a lot of this. So I met with Wicker, Sue and I met with Michelle Trulis, let them know what we needed. I was invited to tour the hotel with the commissioners. And had a brief conversation, but I'm gonna have another conversation with them down the road. So what is coming up to Spain is like, yes, you're right, and yeah, here's what we're gonna do. And so I think we're gonna make some progress. What I really like to see by the end of this year, forget about the summer, because that's just not gonna happen, but that we go to some of the commissioners' meetings so that you guys will recognize, that we're all recognized, that we understand what's going on in the county and what that effects is on us will be, so that when we ask for things, that we know what to ask for, we know how we fit into that. And if we don't fit into that, then we need to understand, and let them know that we need to fit into that. So that sounds kind of crazy, but I just think that in order to make things happen, we've got to take some initiative. They've got to take some initiative, we've got to take some initiative, and so that's what I'm doing. I'm taking some initiative. I've been invited to go to Brunswick on Thursday. For a reception with the governor. And again, I'm gonna mention some things that we need in Flemington, since she's gonna be talking. I'll let you guys know how that is. I think some of the other things is a couple of other good things are happening. The hotel is, furniture is delivered, it's beautiful, it really is beautiful. We are slated for July, and so it is gonna happen in July. They did get their the final TCOs, and that's what they were waiting for. Marriott is now in there. Marriott needs so much time to be in there before they could, before they would release them. That's all happening as we speak this week. It's a good thing. They actually are doing a whole hiring thing, and they've got all their managers in place, and now they got their food service, and your guy's gonna be a bartender. Speaking of which, the warehouse that's on 202, just popped out of my head. Yes, thank you, Restaurant Depot. They are looking for people. And so I gave them some contact information, some people that could help them, like United Way and some other people. But they are definitely looking for people. One of our neighbors is going to be the head of operations there. Yeah, and I'm really excited for him. It's gonna be a good thing. He's gonna try, they really wanna reach out to the community and get the community involved in a little bit. It's gonna be one of the biggest distribution centers in the nation, from my understanding. So that's it. The other good news is that the liquor license, it's under contract, so I can't reveal anything right now because I'm under NDA, so to speak, so
Do you have an application?
let me finish. So we should be receiving something relatively soon because all of that's just happened. Yeah, thank you, and I think I talked to you about this. So the good news is that the liquor license has been sold. That's the good news. So at this point, we're just waiting for the paperwork and then we'll go from there. But again, once they allow us to tell, then we will tell you guys. The mayor and I had a meeting with RMUTA, which I thought was an extremely enlightening meeting about runoff, the waste runoff. Here's what I think. I think that there's not been a great job in informing the public what the severity of this is. I don't think there's a good job of talking to the legislators and saying we need help. I don't think there's been a good job at, and that, I'm not pointing fingers, I think both sides own this, right? The problem with this is that if things go awry on this and they don't get the permits and things like they need, and they want it to be brought up to standards and things like that, the borough is going to get hit hard with fines. That's my concern, hard. So what I did is I asked Ken and Mike to put together a synopsis and a summary about what's going on, what we need to do, what the impact for the borough would be if things go right, what the recommendations are, what they're doing to work towards it. In the meantime, I reached out to the director. I would like all of you to tour the facility. I'm gonna plan on it. So if you guys can send me your availability so that I can send it to him. And I think everyone needs to have all hands on deck on this. whoever sits in these seats next year, they're gonna inherit this. And they need to understand what's happening. I don't care what seat they're filling, they're gonna need to know what's happening. So Ken and then we'll have that ready. I asked him if he could have it ready for the next meeting. So that, you know, he can email it to me and I'll email it to you guys to let you know, so you guys can read it and discuss. But I just think there is this huge thing that's going on that nobody knows anything about. And I certainly think the public needs to know about it, because my concern are the tax dollars, my concern is all kinds of stuff, right? But that said, it was a great meeting because I learned a lot. I went in expecting one thing and came out with another thing that I see. The only other thing I have is that we did request, we were asked, what do we want in terms of dollars for community? Now, the budget for the governor has not been passed yet. You guys know that. It's not been passed. There's some issues there. So to ask for millions of dollars is just probably not reasonable. So what we did is Susan and I talked to Michelle and said, this is what we, you know, here's some of the things that we didn't get grants for. So if you look at those, so that's, and then I talked to Zwicker about it, and he thought it was a good idea of what we were proposing. And I'm going to talk to Mike Show about it when I see her on Thursday, because I think that's important. Here's the biggest thing we uncovered. There was a $4.5 million water, it wasn't a grant, it was it was an allocation that we got. On December 20th of 2022 to build the well. So the way we found out about this is we were going through this list of things that we needed, and one of the things we talked about was the well. And the comeback was, wait a minute, you guys got $4.5 million. So, and we were both caught off guard, shocked. So I reached around, I called Betsy, because the former mayor, because it was the last meeting of 2022. She said yes, we got the link that it was announced. We, and there was several other municipalities got it. And it was dedicated for well. Then what I asked is, I called Bill, find out Bill knows nothing about it. I called Carla to find out what's in the files. No one can find out what's going on with this $4.5 million.
$1.2 million.
No, it's $4.5 million. From Tom Malinowski gave us $4.5 million.
Booker, and it was 1.2.
Nope. $4.5 million. I can show you the article.
From the Fed.
From Tom Malinowski for the water for the well. For the well. And so we could have had this well done 3 years ago. And so when I talked to Zwicker about it, we talked to Michelle. Michelle is doing some, is getting some stuff, information to us in the whole bit. She sent us all the information. She said, yep, absolutely. It was definitely done, et cetera, et cetera. So when I talked to Zwicker, he said, have you guys done anything on the well? Anything? And I said, I don't know, I have to get back to you for that. The problem is if we have not, that's a problem.
So is there a letter? I mean, like, did we get like an official?
Well, I'm asking you because I don't know.
No, I wasn't elected then, so.
No, but it would, no.
Letter came
The
later.
letter would have come in January. The letter would have come in
I would
January.
have been all over that unless.
Well, somebody's got
Bill doesn't
something.
know anything about
Nobody, Bill said that it would not have come to him, it would have come to the mayor. That's what Julius had said, that it would have come to the mayor. That's what Betsy had said, it would come to the mayor.
Really?
Nobody has seen this. Listen, I'm not trying to do that. All I want to know is where is it? What do we need to do to secure it if it's not too
I
late?
mean, I was.
Because that's $4.5 million that we don't have to bond to do anything.
Because Martucci's the one who always told me it was 1.2.
No, he's got the wrong project. He's got the wrong project. There's two different things. The 1.2 was for the tank, the water facility up the street. This is for a well. This is specifically for a well.
And that was the first thing I thought of too, Marcia, was I thought that Michelle was referring to the
Yeah.
power as well. And she went, no,
No, it was the well.
She was talking about the
Yeah,
well. and she
yeah.
showed us.
She was emphatic about it, and then she showed us, then she sent us the
Because that was
information.
my first comment.
And then we were like, oh, well, wait a minute, where is this? So I have several people working on this to find out where this money is. And if it's too late, that's what my concern is, it's too late. And I guess what my frustration is I kept saying, what's going on with the well? What's going on with the well? What's going on with the well? And if we haven't done anything on it, that might be a problem.
I do think that, RTT has done some of the engineering on it. Because Bill was planning, I think, if the deal was he was gonna put the money in the capital budget for this year to match and to make it, because it's like $1.7 million is the estimate, and we got 1.2. So Bill was gonna put $500,000 in the capital budget so that it could be done this year. So I think the engineering may have time.
I hope so, because I just hope we haven't lost it, I don't understand, it was like, and she's like, everybody I talked to was in total shock and said, what do you mean you guys don't have it? I said, I comfortably can say, I don't think council knows anything about this.
So the last meeting in 2012 was, or 2022 was December 12th, it was at the courthouse.
December 20th, this was I'll show you.
In
the thing.
2012, and not 2022, and I don't remember.
Yep.
Betsy announcing
Yep,
anything.
she did, she absolutely
She
did.
did?
Yep.
I remember that.
It was
You
a
were
letter,
there.
it was a letter that came through. Hold on, I'm gonna show it. Go ahead, just keep going, I'll pull it up.
You weren't there.
Because I talked to Betsy
Were you
about
there?
it, and Betsy said, no, absolutely, we got it. And it was the last meeting of the year. Yep. Yep. Anyway. I'm just letting everyone know that there's something that exists for the well. And what I am hoping to have some information back on it in the next couple of days. Several people are digging. The question is, have we lost it? That's the question. So.
Well, normally,
where we are.
normally they'll send email saying, you've got 6 months to finish this project or send us proof. And, in fact, they did ping us about the 1.2, asking us for status. So that's why I'm like really confused. We've never heard from the feds about this.
This is definitely from Tom Malinowski.
Okay. So is the one, well, no, I got you.
No, that was Booker.
Okay.
Anyway, that's my report. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilman Douglas.
Okay. First off, just very quick, thank you to everybody who attended our Pride flag raising ceremony today. Happy Pride Month, Flemington. I know we just did a 5 minute. For the record. Second, thank you to everybody who attended and participated in the historic house tours and Karma Fest this weekend. They were fantastic events. Third, I wanted to thank people who watched the video I put out about our rapid rectangular flashing beacons and sent in
That was
comments,
great.
questions.
That was great. That
Um,
was so good.
I had asked for feedback at the end of the video, and I had a lot of residents and people reach out to me about where they had the most difficulty crossing the street and getting around town. And I look forward to sharing on that more and working on that more at our next committee meeting. Fourth, the package of shade tree ordinances is pretty much finished and will be sent to the planning board as soon as we hear back from more of our borough professionals, and we will be having our next meeting next Wednesday. It's like we never said that.
But it is me though.
It could be anybody. I don't know. It must be done.
I am 100%. Oh wait, Scott, that was.
It's okay. And lastly, please get your articles in for the newsletter. We'd rather have too many and have to cut than be short on it, and I'm 100% certain that there is critical information from all of your boards or department heads that would love to inform the public in an elegant and easily digestible manner. And that's everything. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Councilwoman Herbert.
Thank you. So I want to start with just saying there was an awesome art opening at Mia Art Online. Thank you for making a point of inviting us. to Ally of the bid. And then, last week I stopped by the new outdoor art display at Sandal. And it's really cool. It's local photographers looking at our local spaces. Definitely highlight, that everyone should go check out. And of course, get a coffee, get some ice cream, support our local businesses. Full board meeting. Most recent was May 13th. It was the usual approvals of hiring and lots of hiring because for the summer they have a lot of need to hire part-time people. And they also issued a resolution basically calling on the governor for emergency help for the cost of healthcare. So I look forward to following up with them and seeing what, if anything, we hear back from the governor's office. The library board meets again next Friday. 3 Fridays from now. Elevator cables that we've talked about previously have been replaced successfully. We're getting the approval on the bill being paid tonight. And a recent fire inspection surfaced some problems with the communications to the alarm system. So work was done to install new radio and cellular comms for that are redundant. So we're in good shape there. And just as a call to folks to reach out to me, I'm starting to do a lot of research on the need for supportive housing, need for housing for disabled adults in the community, and anyone who has family or friends with needs or is just interested in supporting the needs of adults with disabilities in our community. I welcome you to join my informal committee of people who are want to contribute to the ideas and let us know what's needed in the community.
I'm sorry, are you doing, I'm sorry, I didn't. Are you doing a survey for that? Are you going to try to do a survey? Or are you just doing it by?
I don't know. I'd love everybody's thoughts on surveys. I don't know how successful they are in our community.
Did you reach out to Chris Walrath's contact person?
Yes, I had a fantastic meeting with her. She introduced me to 3 more people I'm gonna talk to.
Great.
Actually got the opportunity last week to meet the commissioner for the New Jersey State Division of Community Affairs. And she's gonna put me in touch with some more people.
A good contact.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
You know what, also reach out to Huntington Healthcare and reach out to United Way. So you know what, probably what we need to do, let's connect you with the Chamber of Commerce, let them know what you're trying to do, and let Chris and those guys help you. They actually have a program of it's the next leaders in Huntington County. They're getting ready to graduate, as a matter of fact. I went to one of their sessions 2 weeks ago or something like that, just for them to tell me what the projects were. That would be a really good project. Really good project for the next group coming in. So I would reach out to them. So, do you have Chris's contact? I
don't. But
Okay, I'll get it.
sure.
I'll get it to you, absolutely. Okay.
Thank you very much. Council Vice President Engelhardt.
Yes, thank you. So I have to start out with my report with some not so good news. There was another dog bite in town, and this one was not dog on dog, but dog on person.
Oh, no.
They're okay, person.
Dog on leash.
No. And more importantly, the dog did not have its shots, which means that the person had to go through some very painful procedures themselves. So I'm going to really stress Scott to stop. I mean, I know we all love dogs, but you know,
Do they get
people
fined?
need to be, there's a legal
the
process
owner?
that's very I don't wanna go into the details in public, because there is a legal process that, they
They gotta go.
exactly,
Yeah.
so I don't necessarily want to, go any further than that, but just stressing the general public, please, please. We all love our dogs, but, if you have a dog that either check your fences, please make sure if you have an aggressive dog to please be a responsible dog owner.
And get your dog to shots, because that's state law.
Yes, thank you. So I know I've had other boring articles about rabies clinics and dog shots and stuff before, but I'll be putting another one in. I know you don't like repetitive
No,
ones,
that's okay.
it needs to happen. It needs to be
There's like no excuse because they're free, and you don't. like,
exactly.
If you miss Flemington's, you can go anywhere in the state of New Jersey to get
County
a
has the whole
free
schedule
dog
on.
rabies shot.
Raritan Township has like 3 of them, seems like, yeah.
And it's just plain scary.
It is.
It is. So positive note, I know that we've all mentioned this before, but the house tours on Saturday was fabulous. It was hot
It was hard.
and still fabulous. I want to call out a couple entities. My son and his friend volunteered at Sam Fleming House. They had a ball. And I wanted to thank, in addition to the individual homeowners, what I really appreciated was the Sam Fleming Board and the County Historic Society for opening up their museum homes too, because I think seeing ourselves what Savannah saw themselves decades ago is what we can become, and that is a result of the churches and the individual historic museum homes opening up to us as well. So really, thank you all the individual homeowners. A Devore Farm opened up their building to us this year. So like I said, I'm not on HPC, but really was a fantastic event, and thank you all for that. What was not mentioned, as much as there was so many different things going on Saturday. I stopped by the Flemington Flea Market, which was a blast. They're just full of joy, and really want to thank Defiant Hair and Groovy Collective for kind of spearheading that and organizing that event. And the Indie Bookstore event, Charmed and Bound and Act Two Books. They all had events on Saturday. There was, the place was hopping. So congratulations to the FID and to all the businesses that really put in the effort this weekend. I want to very quickly read something that I received from one of the attendees of the, I'm sorry, I should have pulled it up. One of the attendees for the tours on Saturday. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I had purchased a gift basket for my mother-in-law, and I bought a bunch of different gift certificates and trinkets and stuff from around town. And so this woman sent me this kind note, and I do not know this woman at all, but she was the winner of this gift basket. And my in-laws live an hour away, so this person came an hour away to visit us. So I'm going to read this to you because I think it really captured the spirit of our town in general, not just this event. So she said, "Hi, Susan, I have to tell you that today's adventure, visiting all the homes and gardens on the house tour, was fabulous. My girlfriend and I met so many wonderful homeowners and volunteers. Each and every one of them had stories to share. Never having been in Flemington before, we didn't know what to expect. I must say that everything was first class, from the morning coffee at Alchemy to the scrumptious dessert at Dolce and Pop's chocolates in between. We even did a little shopping and came home with a few treasures. You have a true community spirit in Flemington. Anyone would be proud to call your town home. Thank you so much for your generous donation to the Milford Presbyterian Church." I just think that really sums it up. These people never even had been here before, and they really felt welcomed by our community. So I want to thank everybody for welcoming all these strangers into the community. Really was great. I also attended the opening of Mia Online with Council President Parker and Councilman Herbert. So welcome to her. Last Thursday, I attended in another capacity, my husband and I volunteer with the Track and Field Booster Club. So I was there on Thursday to present our annual scholarships. But while I was sitting through the 3-hour award ceremony, and Beth knows that because her daughter won last year, she had to sit through the whole 3 hours. As I sat there were so many kids names that I did recognize from the borough, and I don't know them personally, and I don't have the right to highlight them, being that I wasn't there in a municipal capacity. But I just want to congratulate all the seniors that won scholarships last Thursday, specifically our borough high school seniors who are graduating on the 18th. So before our next meeting, we will have the graduates, and as well promise Thursday. So please, everybody be safe. But it was just a lovely ceremony, and there was a lot of borough residents recognized. So congratulations to all of them. And finally, one thing, just a minor thing, but so I think everybody will be very happy about it, is that the owner of the post office, we've had them kind of under watch for the last year or so, maybe more. Dave Giuliani's finally pushed that requirement forward for them to replace their sidewalks. So that is going to be happening in June.
No, the police department apparently asked them not to start until after July 8th because of all of the activities on H.
All right, well, they changed that then.
I
That's not what my email said.
I called Dave,
Good.
I called Dave at 4:30 this afternoon,
Thanks for
because
the
I got
update.
yet another complaint about that sidewalk.
Yeah.
And he told me that the police requested it get postponed and delayed until after July 8th.
Okay, well, that wasn't on the email, but
Sorry.
no, that's okay. Thanks for the
I was-
update.
and I
That's
was
today.
Not happy about it, because it's a private contractor, they don't need a month to do a sidewalk like this.
Yeah, and they were ready to
But
go.
they have to close,
now.
I guess they have to have a police officer in there, they have to close
Well,
down.
they came in for a street opening, 3-4 weeks ago.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, it's an important corner. It's an important pedestrian corner. It needs to be done right. It's waited this long. Let's just make sure that it's done
No,
right.
it is.
Yeah. But let's just make sure it's done right and be thankful that it's being done.
Sorry.
No, thanks for the update. That's, you have the latest and greatest, and I did.
At least one complaint over on that.
Right.
And I have for over a year.
Which is why Dave's been diligent about following up,
I know.
So I was excited to report that, but
It's good,
Yeah.
I mean, they have all their permits now, and they
Yeah.
have their contractor hired,
Except
so.
this-
it'll happen.
So, but between the parade, then there's the FIFA event, then there's a cart show thing, there's the fireworks on July 3rd, and there's the Relief Declaration of Independence on the 8th. The chief just was like, Main Street's getting closed too many times, there's too much stuff going on, too much traffic, let's just wait until. And then it's gonna rock and roll, so.
Well, thanks, Dave, for following up on that, and it will happen.
Okay, thank you.
Great.
Councilman Rice.
Hey, everybody, I just don't wanna kind of repeat a lot what everybody said, but, I wasn't there Saturday for the house tours, unfortunately, due to an event I had to go to, but I heard it was very, very nice, very beautiful. I saw some of the pictures, I wish I was there, but unfortunately I couldn't be there. And just congratulations to everybody who set up also Carnival Fest yesterday. That was really cool, just a ton of kids. I know 3D Lab, we're doing like a little gold chameleon thing. I was searching for it with my little brother. Cause it would give you like a really big, colorful one. Pretty cool. But yeah, it was a good event overall. And yeah, I don't really have too much to report. I've just been a little busy, but oh, and just up from the Salmon Plumbing House, I know they finished painting there, so thank you to Royalty Painting. So I restored front, sides. I know there's a bit of I think some of the stairs on the back they had to replace as well, but yeah, if you guys ever take a chance to walk down Bunnell Street, you should check it out. It's looking real nice up there.
So it's really good.
Yeah, very, very good. So yeah, that's about it. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, we're up to public. No,
Uh,
public comment session number 1. Anybody from the public wishing to have any comment, please hold your comments after 3 minutes. There'll be another one at the end of the meeting. Anybody online, please raise your hand. Up to, we don't have a microphone?
I don't do fine.
Excuse me? You have to have one because they can't.
They can't hear you.
No, it gets recorded.
but people.
It doesn't go through the microphone.
People can't hear,
It just gets recorded by that microphone every time I'm in the world.
really, but can people online hear,
They absolutely can.
really? So
They
this
only
is
do.
a myth?
The microphones
It
will
doesn't matter.
Very microphone.
only Lois. Once.
Yeah.
No, but seriously, it gets recorded by the microphone up there at the
Oh.
top and not actually through
Okay.
these at home.
You can go.
Yeah.
Anyway,
No,
your
it'll
name
be
and
fun.
address for the record, please.
Good evening, my name is James Calkey, 33 Brown Street, Flemington. Thank you for offering the opportunity to the public to give comments. Half of this is anecdote, but you'll understand the connection. My daughter is an EMT in Monmouth County, and she was the first on scene to 2 fatalities in Monmouth County over the last month, one of which involved a Vespa-style motorbike at an intersection on Route 35. I bring that up because the preponderance of motorbikes and bicycles in town is growing. There are often cases of people who do not obey or respect traffic laws. I nearly hit someone on Grant Avenue because I was at a full stop about to go when somebody came off a sidewalk into the crosswalk. My curiosity is the council doing anything to address this? And what is the law as far as bicycles, motorbikes, e-bikes, etc. on sidewalks in town?
So there's been an
Thanks.
ordinance on the books in this town for probably 20 years that bicycles and e-bikes cannot be on sidewalks,
It's-
period,
well,
anywhere in this town.
I don't think it's enforced at all. I don't know if it's noticed appropriately. This goes back years that I nearly got hit by someone riding a bike on a sidewalk as my wife and I were returning from dinner on a sidewalk in Flemington. So I've noticed it. And I think when my daughter was involved in a situation that was someone being a little careless or possibly being a little careless on Route 35.
So we had increasing complaints in 2024 in the police on Main Street sidewalks.
Oh,
From people coming out of businesses, and so the police did a big crackdown at that time.
Because
And I think-
signage up to.
And I think that it's a lot better on Main Street and Mine Street. But the chief will be here later and we can mention it to him to make sure that they're enforcing that. I know that there's all kinds of, like, I think there's e-bike law coming down. in the state.
July.
There is.
Mayor knows very well. Yeah, it's already passed. They've been effective in
You
July.
have to register.
I have adopted ordinances in one of the town in particular, which was more than was required. There are enough tools in the change law for the chief to enforce it. As with so much that we do around here, a recurring theme, it is about, catching people while they're doing it, right?
Right.
Before there's a
Right.
sad story.
But that's the problem. The problem is that I hear what you're saying, and my concern, now that you brought that up, my concern is as the town starts getting busier, particularly during the summer with all the stuff going on. And it's not just Main Street, it's on Broad Street, it's on Elm Street, it's on Cornell Street, it's on whatever the case may be. And it's at different times, right? So it's not necessarily in the morning, it could be in the mid-afternoon, it could be late afternoon, so I hear what you're saying, so the issue really becomes is it was done and then the guards got left down, right? And that's just a fact, that is what it is. And so now it needs to be put back on so that it's spotlighted again and that the police are patrolling the area. And it's also, I would actually say that the residents, if you see it happening a little bit, raise a flag. Raise a flag and say, hey, there's a problem here and this is going on constantly and it's one bike or whatever the case may be. And so as much information as you can get. Yeah,
Thank you for that.
sure.
Thanks.
Thank you. Holly, has your hand up?
Yes, I promise to take 3 minutes.
Thank you. Your address.
Ally Moran, 29 East Main Street. So just a quick couple of updates from the Flemington Improvement District. The first thing is that I did promise that the signs were going to be up, even if I had to hang them myself. And I will tell you, I have been at the location with the DPW several times. There were some issues with some of the signs. They were redone. They are going to be picked up tomorrow. Got 9 signs ready to go out. And I'm working very closely with DPW to get them up. and ensure that the damage issues that we ran into do not happen again. The second is beautification updates. So you'll notice that the concrete planters are still on Main Street and several places. They have been cracked. I'm working with DPW, who is going to be removing all of those planters, and with the first round of money we're getting from the NBP grant from 2023, which should be arriving any day now, we are going to be putting out new planters, and I worked with DPW again to ensure that we know exactly how much water they need, when they need them, and they should be more beautiful and less work going forward.
You said they were self-watering or it was self good?
Yeah, they are. It's cool.
From a quick business update, I just want to say that Flemington is becoming more and more of a destination for people to open businesses. I've got 5 people in my inbox in the last couple of weeks who I'm now helping find locations for new businesses and 2 current borough businesses looking to expand. So we're looking for places. The issue we run into is just availability of spaces that are ready for commercial businesses to go into. Real fast, I love hearing the update because I think everybody talked about some of the events that were going on this past weekend. And if you'll notice, we have events sort of going on that way every single weekend, Thursday through Sunday, and sometimes more than that. One of the objectives the FID set out was to stop being event planners, but to not stop events. And I think that's what's happening. We are becoming a destination for people to travel here to do stuff. And that is by empowering our businesses to run their own events. And so Fulper Flea were 2 businesses. They put that concept together. This was the second one. We had Karma Fest, which was put on by 3 of the businesses on Stangel Road. It was incredible. We just keep seeing these types of events pop up. We are offering grants. Karma Fest was one of them. The House Tours was another that the FID gave a grant to. And I think that this is just the first indication of what is to come in Flemington as we continue to grow from an event standpoint. With events in mind, I did want to share, I know on the 14th is the parade. After the parade, I encourage everyone to walk down to Stangel Road. We have Stomp and Sew, which is an event that DIY is putting on with grant funding from us and from FID and the county. And it features the voices that are not as prominent from the Revolutionary War. So think of some of the women, Jacob Francis, who is of Flemington. We have a performance of Crossings, the new Revolutionary War musical. They are currently trying to become the official recognized musical of New Jersey. They sent me an ordinance that they have shared with other governments, and I said that after I see the musical, I will gladly share it with the council. So after next week, I will make sure to share it with you guys because it does feature sort of the other side, the untold stories of the Revolutionary War, and the event is really focused on that. We're doing a seed exchange. We're going to have a caller and square dancing. Woo! And it's going to be a really cool event. So also I must say in T-minus 11, 12 days at this point, we have the Flemington Cup, the halfway point. It is the biggest undertaking, but it is coming together so beautifully. I'm working very closely with county and the local OEM, DPW, fire, police, everybody's safety. We've had in-person meetings, we've done walkthroughs. We have not promoted it outside of our very small Facebook and Instagram posts, and we've already sold over 700 tickets. And so we are now, with the police's input this morning, we're promoting it a little bit wider to get those sales up to our maximum.
What's the max?
3,000. There's also a really awesome video that makes me cry already, and it's not been finished yet, but I hope that everybody really enjoys, because this is a grant that the Improvement District got, and sharing the heartbeat of our community, which I believe is our people, but also our small business owners. We have a really cool video that's going to be coming out this week, and so please share it widely. It is beautiful, and hopefully everybody's going to feel the same way I do about our little borough. And then the very last thing is we are rebranding the Flemington Improvement District. It's something that's been on my to-do list since well before I was in this role, just as a board member. And pretty soon you guys are going to see a new look and feel and a new logo. And I think we've worked really hard to make sure we capture the essence of Flemington. both the charm and the history, meeting the moment of where we're going, and that is the story we're trying to tell with the FID. So keep your eyes peeled.
Great, great, thank you.
Great job, Alex.
Yeah,
I can't even imagine this happening a year ago.
Anything online?
I mean, there's people online, but no meetings.
Okay, that's fine. All right, the chief is here, so before I move on, to the work session. Chief, this gentleman did bring to our attention that there is an uptick on bicycles and electric bikes on sidewalks on some of the side streets.
Yeah, as everybody knows, July 19th is the grace period is over, so. We're that's really one of our main focuses, especially if you see an uptick. What road was it? Just on the side?
The one that's most glaring was 6:30 in the morning on the end of Grant Avenue.
Okay.
Somebody just crossing that main street that just got me completely unnoticed. But it's,
Yeah,
it's pretty.
we're gonna be out there and,
Yeah, I think the blitz 2 years ago really calmed it down on Main Street, but,
yeah, now, it's a little more
yeah.
consequence and recourse for.
And also I skipped the police commissioner report because I knew you were coming, if you just want to talk about what's like.
Sure.
Activities for the police department since you're here.
Yeah. Probably can hear it on her. Replay.
Now listen to the.
Yell from the back of the room. For the month of May, we had 38 criminal investigations. You guys want me to go down the list or?
Go.
Yeah. Forgeries, 4 simple assault, criminal mischief, resisting arrest, harassment, endangering welfare of a child, theft, DWI 3 times, criminal sexual contact, trespassing, possession of a weapon unlawful, 2 contempts of TROs, 1 aggravated assault on a law enforcement officer while resisting arrest, aggravated assault, missing person, missing juvenile.
Did they found?
Yeah. 3 disorderly harassments, 2 simple assaults, 1 contempt of a TRO. Oh, these are the arrests for
What's a TRO for everybody?
temporary restraining order. 3 arrested for trespassing. 3 DWIs, 3 ATS warrants. ATS is automated traffic system. We had 23 motor vehicle crashes, 6 with injuries, no commercial vehicles.
23?
Yeah.
Girl?
Most of the circle.
Yeah, that's where
It's been a
you know,
lot around the circle the last couple of days.
it's a lot of and majority of our crashes are obviously low impact, and they are in the circle. I know the parking committee was working with the state to get some additional signage for it. I go through it. I used to avoid it. I go through it, and it seems to be moving smoothly, but in those rush hours and people who can't navigate that.
No, they can't.
People who've never really been around here.
That's part of it,
me.
yeah.
And because, that circles in New Jersey are unique to New Jersey.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah,
When you go
yeah.
anyplace else in the States, you don't see circles. So
Especially at the size and the volume of
Yeah.
what's going through there.
Yeah.
When we talked about it prior, my suggestion, which they didn't really particularly care for, was put some traffic light in there and monitor it, but it doesn't seem like it's gonna go that way. They have the ultimate say, but so we're gonna try some traffic calming motion things, so try and put more officers, just have a visibility, so hopefully people pay
people
attention.
get hurt.
Not a lot, no, out of the 23, there were 6.
They're not going really
There-
fast. They're not
No,
going-
no, it's a lot of, the crossovers, right?
Okay.
People, or the tractor trailer, people get on the wrong side of that truck and that trailer sways over. And they get eaten by those trailer tires, but thankfully, not serious injury, complaint of pain, that type of stuff, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jerry.
No problem.
I have a question.
Yeah.
While you're here,
These
The-
are nice.
Yeah, you got me all evening.
while you're, the various speed cameras that we have around town, I don't know where on the list you guys are, but did we forget one Spring Street?
The problem with right
There's not
now.
really anywhere.
Yeah, in my budget, I put in for some real good ones where I can move them myself. The ones that we have now require the DPW to put a pole in, and you and I talked about that, Spring Street. And I just can't break away the message board, with all the events and everything to get it over there on Spring Street. You know, it goes from one to the other. My goal is, hopefully maybe after the 14th, but then with FIFA, we'll see how much need there is for that message board.
Is there a pole on Spring Street that we
There
could
is.
eventually, yeah,
Yeah, like originally we put the poles in, and you know, to coordinate it, it takes some time, but.
yeah,
And then, the way the cars are parked there, it's like finding the perfect spot because. Not to diminish the complaint or whatever, but it's a very short street, and to put the pole in there where we're gonna maximize. You know, the top speed is, you know. It's not an easy task, but I do have some officers working on that and really kicking it off. And thankfully the complainant, and I encourage anybody who has a complaint of traffic, just like the gentleman with the e-bikes and stuff, give us a time, you know, that helps out. You know, if you give us a window of time or multiple times, which you see things, you know, the open-ended, oh, it happens all the time, you know.
Yeah.
It's.
Have you had any complaints about cars not fully stopping and near misses going from Spring to Maple? Cause I've noticed that there just seems to be, since we reopened it, I don't know if it's regular traffic or if it's new people living here or if it's the jobbers that are working there. But, you know, I've been stopping even though I don't have to stop because I'm not trusting
Yeah.
people to stop at that
Just,
stop.
just that one original, or that one recent complaint was, I believe that was part of it, with the pedestrian aspect of it and the volume of the traffic that's moving through there. But some of the new people, I don't know the volume of the apartments, if anybody knows how many.
It is.
Pretty low.
Yeah, it's very
Compared to
low. I think it's like, is it like 35, 40?
Okay,
You
yeah,
know? Yeah.
so.
You know, a lot of these seem to be vans that I've seen
Mhm.
that are not.
so we're still contractors.
Sure, yeah, there's still a lot of work over there. But
Okay,
yeah, we'll get out there. Go ahead.
Going back to the e-bike license thing.
Mhm.
My understanding is it's in effect effectively in July.
July 19th is,
Has motor vehicles actually produced a way to
Register
license
it?
your e-bike or register it?
no,
Awesome.
right now, the information is, that's pending coming. So it's like, there is a deadline but however, there is no ability or way for people to move forward or.
That's
what
not
it
fair. to
Really
people.
requires, so.
Yeah,
Maybe they're holding out on it. I would tend to believe that they actually had an idea or a, you know, a button to put that out in a system.
well, they might be waiting for the budget too, there might not be any money to do
That's
do
true.
that work.
Yeah, I'm sure it's like some IT stuff and getting into there and.
But it's not only e-bikes, it's the electric scooters as well. You realize that, right?
Yeah,
And they're even worse,
yeah,
because you have these young kids that are on these, and they just dive in and out of, like, they'll come off the road, go into the road, come back onto the sidewalk, they just do this
I think
constantly.
you're right for the.
And going fast.
It's easier for them to jump on and off of
Yeah.
that thing and.
Yeah.
Yeah,
does, the difference between an e-bike and the electric scooters, the electric scooters are they considered like a manual, like a manual bicycle, or are
No,
they considered
they're
like
gonna
a
fall under
moped, like these small,
they're
like
gonna
what?
fall on the same thing. Yeah, it's
So they have to be registered with the
motorized
same
movement.
the law, these.
They will have to
okay.
fall under the same
hope so.
categories, and that's part of the, you know, the registration aspect and the information the state needs to release is. You know, how are they classified? What's, you know, their mopeds still in there, we know how that's classified.
Mhm.
But what makes it this, what makes it that, and a lot of these things are gonna be hard to register, because, you know, we have titles for our cars. A lot of these things were bought at, you know, Walmart, Costco, there was no
But
title.
I've also seen a lot of kids not wearing helmets when we have a helmet law in this
That,
state.
that's the other thing, come the 19th, complete, compliance with helmets on anything.
So you're gonna like,
Oh,
what are
yeah,
you gonna do? Give
we're-
tickets to the kids warnings?
Well, I mean, right now we're in warning stage.
How are we communicating that effective 19th, grace period's over, effective the 19th? this has to happen, or the fine, and I think you need to say what the fine's gonna be, by the way.
Yeah, what we're doing is, I gave the news article for the borough newsletter. And we're gonna start, we originally, when it changed, put it out on social media, and we'll just, refine it, make sure it's still, up to date, and send it out there, and track down the fines and see how they're gonna implement those. The helmet law, like the mayor said, is already in place, and that's an easy fine to.
So a gazillion years ago, police officer Glenn Tabasco, who retired from Raritan Township as a chief,
Yeah,
used to ride a bicycle around all of the condo complexes, and he used to get gift certificates from McDonald's for free ice cream, and he used to give them to the kids who had helmets on after that law got passed
yeah.
in 1995
We-
as an
we-
incentive, right?
Yeah.
So all the kids got around, and all the kids started wearing helmets because Officer Glenn was around in his bicycle handing out freebies.
Well, hold on, but besides, that might be all well and good, but you know what? I'm concerned about the portability, and it may sound like it's very cheap to us, but it's not cheap to a lot of people.
Yeah.
So I would rather see something that starts up with handing out
We've done
helmets.
both programs.
Because I remember you did that a couple of
Yeah,
years ago.
and Go Hunterton was an excellent partner for us, and we've reestablished that conversation, and kind of in the works, it becomes priority, and then in our big conversations, it kind of loses a little traction. So we've been bouncing back and forth with that, and I know they've been looking for funding, because you're right, I mean, it's not a heavy lift for us, but for somebody,
Right.
a $25-$35 helmet, it is a lot.
A lot of money.
Yeah.
A 14-year-old on a motorized scooter is gonna have to wear a helmet.
Yeah.
That's in this new law.
Yeah, if they're allowed, they're actually, a 14-year-old won't be able to operate,
Oh,
not old enough. So
Oh, what's
I
the,
believe it's 15, yeah.
15.
They're gonna be treated just like mopeds.
Yeah.
it's gonna be interesting, because there's a lot of kids that
Yeah.
are under the age of 14.
Yeah.
And
You know,
motorized
like this
scooters.
Christmas time,
Wow.
we're encouraging people not to have Santa bring that.
Holy cow.
So, yeah, there's gonna be a lot of e-bikes up for sale, and trying to ship them out to other states, I'm sure. Or, people are just gonna, try it. See how.
Until they
it
get
works.
caught.
Yeah,
And this is right at the beginning of the summer when the kids get out of school.
yeah,
It's gotta be overly communicated, I mean, let's say it's gonna be in the borough newsletter, a lot of people don't read that. It's gotta be beyond that, I do agree with social media. If there's somehow we connect with WDVR to let
Yeah.
news on.
But you can
We
also,
got the
open to
newspaper.
anything.
you can also put on
We'll put it on the message
the
board.
message board, no, the phone call, the event.
Oh, yeah, the reverse,
I just think, please over communicate this.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it's gonna come back. to us.
Everest,
yeah.
right?
And even if it comes down to, I've been handing out our parking, I started handing those out, and even if we have to do something like that, let's sort of beforehand.
Okay. Yep.
Target.
That'd be good.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Jared.
Yeah,
All
I'll
right,
be in the back.
you just yell for Bill before you get up.
Sure.
Yeah, go.
I don't want to yell at you.
Nick's game just started.
I thought it's 8:30.
Oh, is it 8:30? Okay.
I think he's logged in as Bugs Bunny or something.
Good evening. Hello, Bill, how are you? Why don't you do an introduction and what's in the budget? And scout the budget, we'll see if anybody has any questions.
Okay, so the capital project list that I gave everyone, color coded one, is just for projects for this year, so that's all we really have to decide at this time. The police department's looking for about 120,000 in equipment, and that is all a line item in the budget. So we could spend that right now if you give the approvals. There's for $30,000 in there for the rescue squad ambulance that we paid them for the year. That's a line item in the budget also. Fire department has $23,000 in the budget for protective equipment. And so that and the document imaging program that we did for the clerk's office and the finance department. And construction department for $30,000. That has already been awarded it. We're in the process. That was in the budget as well. So those are all the things that were actually in the line item budget. The things that we would need to do bond ordinances for would be the library renovations, which they wanted to replace the elevator and do some rehab to the rooms for $175,000 total. DPW is looking for about $125,000 in equipment and storm sewer repairs. The water department is looking for about $715,000 of equipment and work to the infrastructure. I heard you speaking about the 4.5 million before. The 300,000 in that list is what you think currently would be the additional amount we need to complete that well.
Do you know if Martucci got any, has he focused at all for engineering on that? Do you remember?
I don't believe so. I mean, if he did, it was years ago.
It would have been years ago.
Yeah, then it was probably years, because he said he's all ready to, like, we can go for that, just we need the.
Well, right, I mean, I remember him saying,
Yeah.
oh, we can do this. So he must have.
We must have the design already, yeah, but I don't think we have permits. That's where we have to start the process.
Okay, so I'm a little bit confused. I have questions on all of this, but let me just go back to the well for a second. So he has a design for the well, from what I hear, what the assumption is. But where is that and who has knowledge of that? Like, has anybody on council, past or present, because I don't remember seeing it, and I've been on council for several years. Who else has seen it? And who else, how has it been discussed? That's what I'm trying to understand, because I think where we're gonna get hit, my concern is, this is what they ask. Has there been work done? And having a design is one thing, but it hasn't been approved, it hasn't been whatever, and then we don't have any permits in the whole bit. Doesn't that constitute that there has been work done? Because there's no proof.
Right, so my understanding is what happened with this. He designed it and came up with the price, that's how the amount was requested, 4.5.
But no work has actually been done.
He designed it, that's how he came up with the price.
That's part of the work.
Yeah, that's part of the work.
Yeah, but I think that's a very thin line, right? Because the bottom line is that nothing has really
But we
happened.
don't know if the water department, Josh has done any testing or anything like that.
Oh,
It must have done something,
site
right?
work and stuff, I don't know.
But no, I mean, our hydrologist must have gone out there to like locate the place for something.
Was there a
Otherwise, they would never
geotechnical
done-
study done?
He
I
doesn't
think
know.
there was like
He doesn't
15
know.
years ago. I think they cited like, they did, I think the water department did a study years ago looking for locations where they could put wells.
I know they did, yeah.
Okay, so does that define that work has been done once the $4.5 million was awarded? That's gonna be the question. So when you say 10 years ago, 5 years ago, I don't think they're gonna consider that. I really don't. I mean, you can't bullshit the bullshitters, so to speak, excuse my language. But the bottom line is that what has been done since 2022? That's really gonna be the question. I just want us to be prepared for an answer. So it sounds like no one here has that answer. So what we really need to do is go to Josh and go to Martucci and go to whoever else is involved and bring them in and let them tell us what's going on.
Because I know Martucci has been in touch with the federal government verifying the money. That I do know because I thought it was 1.2 million, so, but I know
That's
he
another
has,
project.
I know he has verified the money, I know he has been in touch with the feds. Right, Bill, because he communicated that with you,
Yes.
and I was copied on that email.
But that's two different projects. Two different projects. This is specifically for the well.
I will ask him
Specifically
tomorrow.
for the well.
I will ask him about this tomorrow, ask him what work he has done since 22. Yeah, I'm sure he could pull up all his invoices. You know, that shows what detail.
For the well.
For the what?
The assemblywoman specifically said it was associated with the two Agway projects, so like the negotiation was these two Agway sites were coming online,
And we need more.
therefore we need more of the well, so it was presented that way to the feds.
And that's when we got the 4.5. I'm just baffled that $4.5 million was slipped out of our purview, and the only reason we know about it is because we had a conversation with Michelle, and then when I went and questioned everybody else, they was like, yeah, we did get that awarded. So it's like, okay. All right, I don't want to belabor the point, but we just need to ask some questions. I mean, I think the bottom line is, has anything, because that's what I was asked from the senator, is have you done anything on the well? And I said, I don't know. So now I need to, if we haven't, and hopefully I'll see him on Thursday as well, but if we haven't, then what are the consequences if we haven't done? I think that'll be the question, right? Does that money go away and we're never gonna see it again, or is it still there and we just haven't?
We've got no
Done anything.
warnings, right? And they usually send out warnings saying
They would, yeah.
they would, right? So, okay.
I mean,
But
that's where
I wouldn't guarantee that, only because the administration has changed. The administration has changed. What you need to understand is Washington is not functioning like Washington functioned in 2020 and 2021, 2022. The point of it is, there's a lot of those people that were in there that are no longer there. So you're working on a skeleton crew almost. So I guess the bottom line is that I don't know. I think the bottom line is no one followed up, no one It was just sitting out there. And so now we've got some champions that are going to try to help us get that money. That's the bottom line. We have two champions and possibly three. I'm going to bring it up on Thursday. Possibly three champions to see what we could do to get that money.
Okay, so keep going.
So after that, the last thing is the sewer department, they're looking for about $754,000 for various improvements and equipment. A lot of it is for the wet weather facility there. I guess there's something where they have to make renovations to make it so it doesn't have issues when it overflows or something.
So
That's the RTMUA.
that's the RMUTA that I was bringing up in my council report. Here's my problem with this. We don't know what we don't know yet, and I'm seeing bonding, and I don't want to do that. I don't think we need to do all this bonding this year. I just don't. I mean, I think we need to pick out one or whatever the top projects is. But here's my other problem with this, and this is my suggestion. I talked to Ken, I've not talked to Josh. And I got Ken's take on what's going on, but you guys haven't gotten a take on it. And I do think that they should be here in front of council to talk about why they need this money. And if it's really needed this year, or do we wait until next year, or whatever the case may be. Now, and I'm not gonna throw anybody under the bus, but there are a couple of things in here that are questionable. There are a couple of things in here are questionable because it's a wish list. It doesn't necessarily mean that. Because I know I don't want to go over the conversation, but the bottom line is, I am not comfortable saying let's pass this because we've not heard from the people who put this together and said why we're doing this year. This bonding, there's a lot of bonding going on here. Why are we doing that?
It's mostly for equipment, it's not for the improvements of the roads, because you have to bond for that to get reimbursed once the work is done.
Well,
But
What do we need to do so this year priority versus next year's priority versus whatever, I'm sorry about that.
No, you're good. Just my question again, still it's my first year, so this is the first time going through the capital budget, so I'm gonna have a lot of basic questions. If we have a capital fund, right, that we put money into from the budget every year to save up for stuff that we need to make.
Right.
Pay a capital expense on, so why would we not be using that?
So you have three capitals, water, sewer, and general capital. We put money aside in general capital every year. We don't typically put the water and sewer because they're not required to have down payments if we were to do a bond release. It's basically the money you're putting aside every year is, you know, a couple $100,000. If you're doing a road, it's $1 million. It's gonna take you 5 years, 4 or 5 years to get that just one road. So that's why we bond them. So you're required to put 5% down payment for any general capital. Water and sewer are not required, so we don't have a large capital improvement fund for those. Certainly not enough to do, you know, $700,000 of improvements.
Should we have one? Should we have one?
You know, but you know,
I mean, from your experience, should we have something like that?
I would love to, but the only way to increase the budget to do that is to increase rates.
So, again, the equipment that they want, that is an expenditure where there's no grants available, there's nothing, it's equipment that they want or need. But if they're doing water infrastructure improvements, right now, we are eligible to get all of that money reimbursed from the IBank. But we have to bond first and expend the money, and then we get reimbursed. And I know that we're getting reimbursed soon. I got an email from Terry Vogt yesterday, Friday, that we should be getting checks soon for reimbursement for some of this road work that we've done. But you can't, in government, we can't. The IBank works as a reimbursement, so we have to bond, we have to spend the money, and then we get it back.
Yeah, I get that, I just
So-
don't see anywhere on here where it says that these are things that we're doing through the IBank.
And that's a good point. And the
Yeah.
other point is that when I'm looking at sewer, and it says sewer replacement.
There's
plan,
4 items.
And then it says Flemington Weather
Yep.
Facility tank repair, that's not equipment, that's a project. So that's not true.
There's 4 of them in the sewer that are
I don't see
that are
any.
projects, not equipment.
Exactly.
Those are the ones I.
Exactly, the only thing that I see equipment for is truck replacement, pickup truck for water.
So let me just say, the capital budget doesn't have a timeline like the operating budget has under state law. So at our next meeting, we should ask the water sewer, and Mike to come in.
Yep.
And I don't know if you wanna do the same thing with the chief and the fire department and have them all come in. We could start at like 5 o'clock. And do a work session with all of them prior to the regular meeting.
Well, I also asked Ken, and I'm sorry I didn't get a chance to send it out to all CC all the customers. I said, my question to Ken was, do you guys have a strategic plan for the next 10 years or 5 years or whatever of exactly what you're looking at doing in Flemington?
What was Ken's answer?
He said they have a 30-year plan to do it. And I said, you've got a 30-year plan and who knows about it? Because I certainly have never seen it.
That
And
was
so-
why I gave that to you in this.
Right, but my point of it is that the conversation with Ken, because that is a plan that should be looked at every single year to see where you are on it. And now, instead of saying, well, tell me what you guys want, it's like, where is that in relation to the plan so that we can check that off? It is just this kicking down the can down the road scenario just does not work. So I do agree that we should have them all come in. And I do agree that they should, Ken should go over his plan. Mike should go over his plan, or whoever, I don't care, but they should all go over the plan so that everybody on this council needs to understand what they're asking for and why they're asking for it and what the impact is on the town, on the taxpayer, and on the future. So without that, nothing works. You're just saying, here's this, and here's this, and we're gonna bond for this one. It's clearly, I would never approve the bond for some of this stuff. Just because I don't know what the outcome is.
Is there anything else, Bill? That you wanna share or discuss?
I mean, it's just on this list, yeah, so if you have questions on specific projects, you have to ask them.
Right, is everybody okay with the 5 o'clock start time? 5 o'clock start time on June 22nd?
Yeah. Yep.
Chief, you okay with that?
Yeah.
I'll probably save you for last, because the other guy's travel farther.
Well, I have a horrible commute.
No,
I,
know.
quick yay, nay, would anyone like Jane DeHaven from the library board to come and talk about the. It's actually only elevator replacement now because they've decided to do the ramp labor and add the.
I think we talked about the elevator, I don't think personally.
Yeah,
We know it's dangerous.
I think we're fine.
Can you, and the lamb fillet, that was actually my very minor question was, about the lamb fillet room. So
What
that's,
is that about?
They are.
Making it usable.
Making it useful. Lots of cosmetic stuff,
The carpet is
Floor,
disgusting.
they got rid of the carpet,
There's
they're
a
going to
TV
get rid of the
that
carpet,
needs to
I
be
should say.
painted.
which room is the?
It's the middle room
Oh.
between the Dietz room and the staircase. It's when you get off the elevator, it's the first room you hit. Go up the stairs, you have to go through the Dietz room to get to it. So it's between, so you've got the Dietz room, the bathroom, the lamp room.
And then the historical.
That's the Dietz room.
So this won't, so this 30 grand is now not in the capital budget, it's being moved.
Correct.
Yeah, what I'm hearing.
However, just I have line that, or I guess now is the right time to bring it up. This number for the elevator replacement, that was what she provided last fall. Based on limited information, it's not gonna be. That's not necessarily accurate.
It's gonna be higher.
It's
Yes.
likely to be higher.
Do you know by how much?
Yeah, okay.
This is where I look at Susan and say, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I can tell you that it's gonna be a minimum of 200, minimum.
All in because they need,
Minimum,
what this number is.
I think it's gonna
is
be close to 250.
just the
250?
work that the company who provided a proposal gave, but did not include general contractor, electrician, carpenters, because there's gonna be ancillary work that needs to get done.
That's not included in that price?
And there's,
Later,
an elevator includes electrical, includes fire alarm, like, I don't.
You want Jane to come in?
Well, I don't think we
I
need
mean-
Jane to come in, I
need
think
the
what
right
they need
price.
is they need a more accurate.
Yeah, we need the right price.
I think they need a more accurate estimate from their architect, that's
Okay,
what they need.
so, all right, so Councilwoman Herbert will go get that number from Jane to go get it from their contractor. And she doesn't have to come in if she can provide us with that number, that's the carrot. So she doesn't have to come here if she gets the number. Bill, are you okay coming in at 5 o'clock on the 22nd?
I'm sure, yeah.
Okay. Carla? You're here, you move here.
It interferes with my dinner, but.
All right, so I think what we'll do is we'll ask water, sewer and roads to come in at 5. And then the fire department at 6 and the chief at 6:30. And we'll give the 3 of those guys an hour.
Does Mike, do you want Josh and Ken here too, or just Mike?
All 3 of them,
Okay.
but they can call in on Zoom if they need.
Yeah, Mike usually does.
Because
I think Ken, I'm gonna recommend that Ken comes in, and the reason why is because I really want you guys to understand what's going on with Party. Because he's got that as a cost thing in here, and if it needs to happen, is that really the number or is it higher?
But I think he can do it by Zoom, and he was the furthest out of the three guys.
Let's ask him.
Who's that five?
All three of them, DPW,
No, but I
five,
mean, yeah,
that's the fire department,
Fire.
and 6:30 the chief.
I'm almost sure that I asked him.
Are we
bringing him in? He said he would come in.
Well, the chief should be here.
Yeah, I think.
So that-
Yeah, I don't think we need to.
You know, what, fire department,
Not for capital.
I'm sure.
I agree.
then we can push this whole thing to 5:30.
Yeah. They get an hour.
Or not,
Go there.
5:30 to 6:30.
Go there.
W and the chief. The chief will go at 6:30, but if you come a little early in case they're done. I would suspect it'll be a whole hour.
I'll be outside.
Okay,
So we're gonna start at 5:30.
yeah,
Always surprised.
yeah, I would say chief come in. I'm in by like 6 o'clock. Yeah. Okay, all right, you'll notice that, Carlos, thank you. All right, anything else, Bill? We're good.
So we should just mention that we are close to the healthcare. So we actually, so we actually have decided on a going outside. Sent that information to PBA, we're waiting for PBA to get back to us before we sign on the dotted line. But it's a really good cost saving.
Even the state of medical plan? You don't need the state of medical plan?
Yes.
That's one we're doing.
Mhm.
And you know, when I looked at the list of municipalities who did the same thing as going that their in-base solution. There's a significant number.
You'll be my last time, so.
So when do you want to present that to the council, or do you want to present it to the council, Bill? So that it's discussed and get to vote on it,
Wait, we should wait until PBA.
and DPW, both of them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but I think we said that we could have our consultant. come
yes,
give a
he's gonna come in
presentation.
and talk to us.
So is it premature to do it on June 22nd?
You know what? Let me talk to Frank,
Okay,
because he's the one who sent all the information out. I got did you get a copy on the email that he sent out? So I know if they have it. And so now it's just a matter of them coming back. It should be a slam dunk, because it's the same plan, same carrier. So we can put it on for the 22nd, and then what I'll do is I'll send an email saying confirmed everybody's okay with it. The Teamsters and,
We'll have the consultant be there.
yeah, and we'll have the consultant come in to go through it all.
Yeah, you said you can check to see if he's available to even come on the 22nd too.
Well, one of them will be available, take my word for it. Chomp at the bit to get this done.
okay, one question from Councilman Herbert.
Question on the bills list, just there is an item number, for the water operating fund, that you're the vendor name for, and the description is just email 6126.
That's their email service. They charge my credit card because they need a credit card to pay for email service. You need every month.
Credit card?
We don't have a borough credit card, so yeah.
I hope you rack up some.
Wow, that's a really good, that's a very.
Okay,
generous-
miles on this.
What email service do they use? Do they not use the same as the borough?
Oh, and these are boroughs, I just divided between the water sewer and the apartments. Yes, it's our office.
Okay, it's the Microsoft Office. Got it, okay, thank you.
Okay, Bill, thank you, have a great night.
Thanks, you too.
Right, moving on to the agenda, item 9, approval of minutes. Regular session, May 11, 2026, can I have a motion, please?
Little move.
For a second,
Hold on a second.
all in favor?
I,
Regular session, May 11, 2026, can I have a motion, please?
Little move.
Is there a second?
Engelhardt will second.
Discussion, please.
Okay,
Just I don't know how important it is for this to be perfectly accurate, but in the executive session minutes, it mentions giving 30 days notice. But that is actually, that's a lot more than actually agreed to. We planned to and did give
I can
1
change
week.
it.
no,
Okay.
7 days.
7 days. Okay.
7
You
days.
should have emailed me. I would have changed it
Yeah.
for the meeting.
It is important.
Yeah.
So, okay.
I'll change it before I sign it tonight. That's
Can
okay.
I have a motion to approve as amended?
Engelhardt will move.
And a second,
Total second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Consent agenda, resolution 2026-95, resolution authorizing the release of $250 road opening bond, flesh. Resolution 2026-96, resolution authorizing a contract with Correga Properties LLC to make public safety hazards at Eastern Lane Block 35, Lot 17, and authorizing the tax collector to leave property. Resolution 2026-97, resolution authorizing a contract with Correga Properties LLC to make public safety hazards at 07 Highway 202, Block 44, Lot 6, and authorizing the tax collector to leave the property. Resolution 2026-98, resolution authorizing an electronic tax sale. Resolution 2026-99, resolution authorizing the fee of $25 per notice for an electronic tax sale. Can I have a motion, please?
Engelhardt will move.
Is there a second?
Total second.
Anybody want anything separate for a separate vote?
Yes, please.
Which one?
96, 97, and 98.
Okay,
Well, you gotta get Bill, cause 98 says.
Bill? Yes. Please? Okay, all right, so 96, 97, 98. All right, so if I have a motion to approve 95 and 90. 99, thank you.
Harper will move.
Is there a second?
Parker second.
Roll call please.
Wait, hold on, I messed up. Who motioned? Herbert?
Herbert and Parker second.
Okay, so, Councilman Rice,
Yes.
Council Vice President Engelhardt,
Yes.
Councilwoman Herbert,
Yes.
Councilman Levitt,
Yes.
and Council President Parker.
Yes.
Okay, resolution 2026-97. Can I have a motion, please?
Second.
I was right, 96.
We're all confused here for a minute.
It's 96, 98, and 99.
No,
No, it's
96.
96, 97, and 98.
Okay, can I have a motion to approve 2026-96?
Parker.
Is there a second?
Engelhardt will second.
Discussion.
So, this, Mr. Corsini, this is kind of a question for you. Not sure if this is just standard language, but, the phrase, and this applies to both 96 and 97, phrase landscaped and beautified. I don't understand why that gets included, because that to me is above and beyond the mitigation of public health and safety. So I would prefer us not to commit to going beyond health and safety. If I were on the property owner's shoes, and I was having more added to my tax lien that I probably already have, I would not be happy that optional work was done without my permission.
So, experience, this is typical because right now, most of these properties is just mowing. Occasionally, we have to trim trees that are overhanging sidewalks, and occasionally we have to remove abandoned cars and other junk. Because it brings in rats and other pests, so it's broad language, but it's done very, very discretionarily, like very cautiously and certain.
I saw these resolutions with you, Councilman Herbert. I don't have any background on them. Was a public hearing conducted?
A public hearing?
You typically have to conduct a public hearing before you enter a property into a lead.
Yeah, these are property, I'm sorry to interrupt, these are properties that We
These are-
have, we have current liens on the construction department the construction enforcement department is required to keep these up. They, you know, they're the ones.
Older liens, Councilman Bart, if that's true, that's fine, I don't.
Both of these properties have liens on them and the contract with Kariga is specifically for when the construction enforcement officer sees a
They're not taking
sees
care
the
of it.
problem as is continuing and needs to be addressed. I don't necessarily disagree with the councilwoman's concern about the word beautified. I
Yeah.
get it.
I agree.
That's a general term, but I don't have an issue with, but landscape.
It's easier to say they're having junk removed.
I agree with you, like, I get the point,
However,
it's splitting hairs on different.
however, but to Beth's point, I hear what she's saying. To Beth's point, that becomes subjective as opposed to objective. And well, when you say beautified,
I
specifically what you're
think-
saying.
Abate
Can't we
the
just use
current
something?
hazards and abate future safety hazards is sufficient.
I think does it say, does it reference the for, per the opinion of the
No.
construction enforcement officer?
It's
'Cause I
says property
think that's
officers
where-
authorized to have the property landscape and beautified and people safety hazards abated. Doesn't say anything about they have discretion or whatever the case. Doesn't say that.
Well, then maybe one of us make a motion to take out the word and beautified. It could say landscaped per the direction of the construction enforcement officer. Is that?
No, I don't think that's necessary. I think the less words, the better.
She should say take that.
Take out and beautified?
The whereas,
Just
we're
take all that out.
we're doing this, that it's for health and safety, and we're saying we're gonna resolve that that Kariga is gonna do this work, and it's to abate safety hazards that are currently, and then the next, be it further resolved, is we're abating future safety hazards, and improving funds for that.
Attorney Christine, you okay with that?
I would, no, I mean, I would just wanna know if the procedures of section 9B-4.5 of the ordinance have been complied with. Cause I think this is a lien in the bad section.
I think you need to table it and talk to Dave.
Yeah, I agree. I'm
You
concerned
guys
that
are
if we
looking
take
into
that
it.
language out, it's gonna affect his,
Yeah.
the word, I
He's
think
the
the
one that
wording is
reflects
chosen
this.
based on the construction enforcement officer's ordinance.
If this is a new lien that is not pre-existing, I would have concerns.
So why
I
don't
saw
we
this
table
with you
it?
guys.
So then why don't we table it?
Alright, let's ta- alright, so can I have a motion to table
96 and
96, 96,
96 and 97.
97.
and 97. Is there a
Verbal second.
roll call please.
Oh wait, hold on, you gotta let me, right? Who was first? Trent?
Trent.
Councilman Arias,
Yes.
Council Vice President Engelhardt,
Yes,
Councilwoman Herbert,
Yes.
Councilman Levitt,
Yes.
and Council President Parker.
Yes.
Resolution 2026-98, have a motion please.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Wait, which one? This one?
98, is there a second please?
The electronic text note?
I was like,
Wait, who first?
Beth made the motion, Brendan seconded.
No,
I'm sorry.
I didn't move on.
That's Trent made it, I'm sorry, Trent made it. Okay, and Brandon seconded it. Okay, discussion?
Yes, please.
Bill, I think you're up.
Bill. Question about the electronic tax sale, when is the tax sale planned?
I haven't set a date yet, but it's gonna be.
Okay, and how does a $12 per certificate charge add up to an amount not to exceed of $3,600?
Because I don't know how many there are gonna be on. Because it's both water, sewer and taxes.
Do we, I mean, we have past years to go on to estimate.
It varies, yeah, I mean, it varies. I just put that number just based on. You know, a projection, but it's, the purchase order is never done for that amount, it's done for. When you, 50 days before the tax sale, you set. Your tax sale list, and that is the amount, if there's 100 properties on there, that's the amount that they charge.
Okay,
Even if all 100 pay the very next day, they're gonna charge you that amount.
okay. How many do you think?
I mean, we usually start off with, probably about 200 maybe.
Wow.
But once the tax sale actually comes, we're maybe down to 15.
Okay,
Yeah, so it's not. The amount that's sold is nowhere near, and to be honest with you, it's usually the utilities. People didn't pay, 1/4 or something since last year or whatever.
okay.
Once they realize that they get caught up and we're having more and more of these property maintenance issues, and those will be on as well. They don't pay.
How does? Apologize for, again, basic stuff, but how exactly does tax sale work?
It's basically bidders bid on the paying off the tax amount. So say it's $1,000. It's reverse. They bid down the interest rate. It starts at 18, they bid down to 0. Then they'll give you a premium just to hold the lien.
So they're kind of like borrowing, they're buying debt. In a sense.
Well, what they're banking on is you not paying the future taxes or utilities, and then they're gonna get 18% on all those subsequent payments. And then if they, after 2 years, they can foreclose on your house if you didn't pay, redeem.
Complicated process.
Thank you, and just a small question for you, Chris.
Sure.
I don't know if it matters, but the first reference to the division of local government services, it's in the local. It's,
So again, not a resolution I'm preparing.
oh,
I saw it with you, Matt, so. I prepared some of them, not all.
Okay.
so.
well,
Someone's got that one.
well, so, but
Right.
just your legal opinion then, does it
You can
really
amend it.
matter if?
You can add the word,
Okay,
yeah, Clara
cool.
can add the word.
Okay,
no problem.
okay,
No problem.
great. That's all I had for that one.
Great. Roll call please.
Councilman Rice,
Yes.
Council Vice President Engelhardt,
Yes.
Councilwoman Herbert,
Yes.
Councilman Levitt,
Yes.
Council President Parker.
Yes.
Thanks, Bill. Introduction of ordinances, ordinance 2026-12, an ordinance amending section chapter 17-21, residential permit parking, 24-hour of the municipal code to create a 24-hour residential permit parking zone in the Park Avenue extension. Do I have a motion, please?
Parker move.
Is there a second?
Liberal second.
Roll call, please.
Councilman Rice,
Yes.
Council Vice President Engelhardt,
Yes.
Councilwoman Herbert,
Yes.
Councilman Levitt,
Yes.
and Council President Parker.
Yes.
Ordinance 2026-13, an ordinance amending 7A traffic schedule to remove a handicap parking spot on Spring Street. Please did not go through. Can I have a motion, please?
Liberal move.
Is there a second?
Or second.
Roll call, please.
Well, can I have any discussion?
Well, you don't usually have discussion when an ordinance is introduced.
Well, but I thought, my confusion on this is that I thought that this went away because the person.
He never,
Oh,
they never moved in, so the owner came
The
in
owner
and said,
said,
please
"That's
take
what
that
we
sign down.
So that at least
okay, so it changed again.
18,
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay, because that wasn't explained. I'm just
Yeah.
seeing this.
It was
so-
mentioned briefly at the last meeting, but yeah, that's why we took, or it was in an email or something. It was briefly mentioned and.
Okay.
yeah.
Sorry.
All right, go ahead.
Councilman
Roll
Rice,
call, please.
Yes.
Council Vice President Engelhardt.
Yes.
Councilwoman Herbert,
Yes.
Councilman Levitt,
Yes.
and Council President Parker.
Yeah.
Ordinance 2026-14, an ordinance amending section 3-9, obstruction of street and sidewalk, chapter 3, police regulations of the borough's municipal code to clarify obstructions not permitted in the right of way. Do I have a motion to introduce, please?
Liberal move.
Is there a second, please? You guys don't know what this is.
We know what this is,
No, it
we're not
is,
that
I'm
thrilled with it.
struggling. No, I'm just struggling with it.
A procedural question.
Can I get a second, please, first? for discussion?
Is it a second just to discuss?
Yes.
Herbert will second.
Yeah, that's fine.
So when we. Between the introduction of ordinances and the public hearings, the adoption. Where's the right spot in there for us to have a discussion up here? Is it at the introduction?
No, it was at the meeting when we talked about this.
This is the obstructions.
Yes.
Yeah, I only made the change that included the property maintenance officers. And
Oh.
enforcing engineer, that was all that Brian McNally and I talked about this Thursday last week, I believe that was the only change that was requested the last time we met, which
Yeah.
was.
This was, okay, so this came from,
There was another change that was,
so there's already there's an ordinance in place on this already. This is regarding basketball hoop and all that stuff. And then we had some public feedback that it wasn't enough, that it was, that it was. I mean, I don't know if you want to talk about this, chief. And so Ryan requested a change based on public feedback.
it's identical except for 3 words, to the one we discussed. Not 2 weeks ago, but 4 weeks, so we were not here 2 weeks.
So where I struggle, and I guess I didn't see this, I don't know how I didn't see this. But where I struggle is that comes up with all this other stuff, but it's $1,000 up to $1,000 fine and 90 days imprisonment.
That's my
That's
concern. It's
that's like
imprisonment.
that's like
So I addressed this with Sergeant McNally, so years ago, a similar penalty was implemented in another client of mine. And this provision was flagged and eventually removed, which you can remove. You should know that you have, as you're sitting here right now, you have. Let's say it's no less than a dozen and maybe as close to 2 dozen exact same penalties in your ordinance. It is the.
so maybe we need to go back and look at some of our orders.
My other client wanted to do that as well, they never did.
Because you know what,
yeah.
some
It is a
people are
standard New
dismissed.
Jersey penalty, apologies, Council President Parker. It is a standard New Jersey penalty. There are, in addition to being probably a couple dozen, at least 1 dozen in Flemington, there are hundreds, not thousands of similar penalties across the state. It is the standard penalty that is inserted for any ordinance violation is a 90-day. Because it allows for, if you ignore I don't care, you can take them all out. I've told my clients again, I do not feel strongly about this. I'm just telling you why it exists.
I understand, and I appreciate what you're saying, I really do, I'm not negating it by any means. I just think 90 days imprisonment for obstruction thing, I mean, like. How many times do they get to do it, like, or what, it just seems.
It provides teeth theoretically,
You wanna come into this
but-
conversation?
I was gonna ask the same
Not
thing.
to,
Could you remind the general public what this is about and why? Because I'm not thrilled with it and I'd love you, I'd like to.
basically, there's an issue
Explain
on
why
the
it's
street
important.
about a basketball being played in the street on the sidewalk. And we just wanna have the ability to have that removed from that area to
It's a
mitigate the-
neighborhood that's got, postage stamp houses on postage
Yeah,
stamp lawns,
everything's
great
closed
living.
and the balls are being thrown and
Do you want the basketball, you're trying to remove the
Huh.
Trying to
basketball
remove
thing
it from the
completely,
street.
or just in front of the street?
just the street,
Yeah,
you know,
in the
obviously
right of
on
way,
private
in the right of
property in the right of way.
which was added by.
Right,
So,
so originally it was getting it out of the street, but then it ended up in the, because it's right away,
Yeah,
the sidewalks and whatever.
it
so-
starts, that period.
So that was what Sergeant McNally asked that to be changed.
Yeah, that was
So-
one of the ways to mitigate the issue and didn't have that
So
put on private
Not
property.
being put in the it's. I'm sorry, are we proposing? Cause right now, the basketball hoops in the right of way, and
Correct.
I understand, I think it's absolutely awful. That this thing can't stay where it is, I really do, it's a dead end street. And
I can't,
it,
I know what you're saying.
there's gotta be a better way for us to deal with this rather than ordinance it to death.
Yeah.
The residents don't want that.
Well,
Yeah,
one
no,
resident, one resident.
Yeah, it's
doesn't
one
want that.
resident.
Yeah, and just,
Well, maybe two, no, it's two actually, it's two residents.
Just so I'm clear, to close the loop on this, the other client removed the imprisonment penalty. You guys are certainly welcome to do it. I have no preference, take it out if you want. The fine would just stand on itself. If you decided to proceed with
What's it
that.
up to, fine.
I think it's, it just gives the judge.
Yeah.
A lot of play as to how many times somebody's been in front of you.
That's why it's in there. That's exactly why the chief said, and why it's already in your ordinance in many other places in thousands of locations in New Jersey, right? You can take it out, but then the judge has no enforcement ability.
No,
So
I
that's-
don't have a
here's
problem
your
with-
penalty, right?
I don't have a problem with the penalty, I get that. What I have a problem with is the $1,000 and the imprisonment.
Strike it, strike,
That's
change it
just
as you see fit, Council
excessive
President.
to me
Was
for.
it 1,000 or up to 1,000?
Up to.
Doesn't matter,
Yeah,
he can say 1,000.
Yeah,
It
the
says up to 1,000, he can say
Yeah,
1,000.
exactly.
You don't know who it's supposed to
penalty
be.
is at the at discretion of the governing body, whatever you guys want. I just took what was, I don't even think that the penalty amount, that is not things that we added, actually. That's language that was already in your rate.
It's treated as if it was added, because it's
Yeah.
in bold and underlined.
Probably because I copied it from somewhere else. Sure,
Okay.
here, give me a second, but
I mean,
any ordinance would need to have a penalty provision in it anyway, otherwise what happened?
I-
No one followed it, you know, so.
I
There's a
just,
lot of 17, 18-year-old kids in this town. I'm sure they like to play, you know, and hang out in the
Yeah.
street and play basketball. I mean,
I
it's
think
the
it's,
street, you know, and the difference between a 17-year-old and an 18-year-old being charged with playing basketball in the street is an adult versus a child in a matter of I'm not, my son's gonna be 18 in a matter of months. I just, there's gonna be a better way to handle this.
I'm fairly sure, sorry to interrupt council vice president, I'm looking right now, I copied that provision because that's an older provision of your ordinance, the pre-existing provision. I'm fairly sure, and I'm looking right now, I'm gonna confirm for you, I did copy it from your property maintenance ordinance, which is just south in the code of the ordinance I cited to you earlier in our discussion, 95-9B51.
okay,
I copied it because I treat this as akin to property maintenance, right?
So-
So I copied that.
Yeah.
Because there was no provision, it was
Right.
missing from 40 years, whatever, you can see the
Okay.
date, you can see the date of adoption somewhere.
okay. So
You guys do you want.
I have, there's really two separate issues I have with this. The imprisonment is, if we were to agree that it's a good thing to pass an ordinance like this, I would definitely take the imprisonment out, and frankly, I would increase the possible fine. Because I want it to be truly, what's the word? Like preventative.
serious consequence.
That makes
Yeah.
sense.
However, before we even get to that conversation, I think there needs to be a different way to handle this. It is not appropriate for the governing body to be spending all of this time talking about something that is a neighbor dispute.
Yeah.
We should not be governing neighbor disputes.
So this has been going on for as long as I've been mayor, maybe even longer.
Yeah.
Councilman Parker tried to intercede on this. The police have tried to intercede on this. I've tried to intercede on this. You know, things quiet down for a while and then it starts up again. The complaints aren't about basketball playing. It's about the obnoxious behavior of the children.
And the ball and going on the property.
And sometimes intentional. There is ring video of intentionality, of hitting cars and hitting windows and hitting doors with balls. You know, this has been going on. I mean, I've got, as does Councilman Parker, as does the chief, we have endless videos of bad behavior. And, you know, yes, there could be a civil action and whatever, and they're already in a neighbor war, so it's not like it's not like they want to have their anonymity, because everybody knows who the actors are.
But this affects other neighborhoods as well. You know, like if we're doing an ordinance, I think that's my issue is we're doing an ordinance for a specific situation.
Yeah.
And
But-
we're not thinking through that maybe there's other
But we had-
neighborhoods that also could
There
be
was
affected.
another.
There was another
incident
situation.
A while back.
But that kind of went away.
It did, and you
And
know,
so-
this
but-
too shall pass at some point.
And this went away for the longest time and now it came back.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, even if you move that basketball structure to their driveway, the behavior doesn't necessarily go away.
No.
So
And it's a, what, a
Where we going with
25-30 foot removal.
exactly, so you tell them to remove this and then put it in the basketball. And you know, a kid being a kid sees that they can't do that, so they know who's responsible. It's gonna be retaliation all over again. It just is.
Yeah.
And if there are things where kids are physically assaulting people's vehicles, There's already laws for that.
Right, that's what I'm saying, it's like, and I don't mean to put it on you guys, but there's laws in place for trespassing, for damaging people's property, for, you know, being out so late, noise, and, you know, we already have stuff on the books like that, and
And
I don't know, I just.
we explained to
upsetting.
them that, you know, this is something they have to take to court, take to the next level. And
they don't do
they
it.
don't wanna do it, and, you know, if they did the advice we told them how long ago, this would already be through the court system, this would already be through mediation, this would already be.
It seems like we're placating.
So-
It's bad, I think it sounds like we're
To
placating.
your point, Jerry, to your point, believe me, I know all about this. To your point, if they're not willing to do what they're supposed to do, then why should we even entertain this? Because they're not working with us, they're just saying, we want you guys to do this. And then when something else happens, they're gonna come back in here and they're gonna say this, this, and this. I mean, I just,
Well, I think their position is, we filmed them trespassing.
Yeah.
And trespassing is illegal in Flemington Borough, go do something about it, cause you got them on tape, trespassing.
They have to go through with the court, yeah.
but we still have to go through the court process. So that's, I'm just trying to.
But they want the police to find them or to
Yeah,
charge
it's not
them.
how it,
But it doesn't work that way. You know, I was sitting there with Jerry when he explained that to him. It doesn't work that way. This is not gonna do anything. I'm just,
this
it's
would
just not gonna do
potentially
it.
just remove the basketball court from the roadway and have it relocated on private property, that's a private property
Right.
issue.
Right.
And then clearing that. You know, and it's a, you know, to your point, it goes in other neighborhoods and stuff, but you gotta like, some roadways, you just can't play in the street at this point.
I see it more in the context of snow or other street sweeping. That's really where I'm now.
Yeah.
That's where I have seen it before. I've never really seen it in
There's
terms of a
so
neighborhood.
many Amazon
Yeah.
companies now, these kids are always in the street and trucks are always driving into this road. I mean, there's
Yeah,
also the
it's-
issue of their safety.
It's not a playground, it
It's
is a
not.
roadway,
It's not, it isn't right, I mean,
that's where.
But
And there's other laws for that.
right, like asking the construction enforcement officer or the police to say, hey, you know. This is in our way and here's why, and let's find a new home for it.
Yeah.
I guess, it's really sad
Yeah.
that neighbors can't work this out between themselves. Like, it's really sad. And I feel like we're being manipulated to deal with a problem between
Yeah.
neighbors.
I
Yeah.
don't disagree with you, but I do know for a fact, that everything he said, he's done.
I'm sorry,
Everything he's done,
I
everything.
really
So I
feel-
think it's
I'm
just out of
empathetic.
exasperation to say, what can we do? But so I don't know that this will do it. I just don't know that this would do it.
Yeah.
Because you know what, Jerry, think about this for a second. The parents of those kids, if you say like $1,000 or $2,000, it's not possible. I mean, literally, it's not possible.
Mhm.
So what do we do? Right? I agree with both of you guys. I think before we consider this, I think we probably need to table this. I think we need to figure this out. Whether that is, I don't know what it is yet. But again, what my real problem with this is, the people that came in with the complaining the whole bit, and you said it numerous times. I sat there and listened to you. I heard you. They came back. I sit down and I heard you again. They don't want to do anything.
The same message.
So if they don't want to do anything, then why are we doing something?
does this allow, if we don't pass something, does it allow them to have equipment in the middle of our street?
Potentially, yeah. I mean, not in the roadway itself, but it does encourage that
There
activity.
isn't anything already on the books that says that we can't have a,
Not
you
in
know,
that
that
section
we-
of road, yeah, not in that, like, cause
Are you talking about in the area or are you talking about period?
I'm
across?
talking about the roadway itself. not the-
So it could be anything, somebody could park a car in the middle there, somebody could
They
build
actually-
a
at one
castle
point,
in the middle there, they
the
could put it in a
basketball
shed.
court was in the,
Right.
So do we need something to say, you cannot put things in the middle of this road?
so
but
road-
that's not a problem anymore, from what I
it's
understand.
the, I don't. I
So,
haven't-
No, that's
How I did this ordinance, I amended an existing ordinance, that prohibited certain sales, sidewalk type sales. in the roadway, I extended that ordinance to include any impediment, any temporary impediment. And the word basketball hoop is not referenced at all in this ordinance, as you know. Any temporary impediment in your right of way or the roadway, which is, by the way, a very common ordinance. Very common ordinance have. You cannot
In
find,
the middle of a sidewalk.
without amendments to this ordinance, you would not be able, as far as I'm aware in your code, to fine people for any violation of this, right? Which is perfectly fine. You may elect not to do that, discretionary to the governing body. Most towns have something to do, or have the ability to remove. What's that?
Should need the sidewalk clear.
Yeah, right now you can only do it in the circumstances, placing thereon any goods, wares, merchandise, or other articles of trade or sale in any manner whatsoever. So, I have amended your existing ordinance, which dates back many, many decades, to include any impediment, right? Because right now you cannot enforce that. I do not believe, I have not looked at every single provision in your code, but I spent a lot of time in your property maintenance code. I do not believe that you have any existing provision that would allow enforcement. This is a very common provision in towns.
Okay, I hear what you're saying, Chris.
But I also don't care.
I
You gotta do what you want.
I do hear what you're saying. I don't know that I disagree with what you're saying. I just think the wording of it is where I'm struggling. think
I understand there
that's-
might be a need for it,
Yeah,
but I
I'm just
think
struggling with the wording.
I think there might be a need for a little bit of clarification on, you know, impeding through this, you know, sidewalk areas and things like that, but I don't think this is the way to do it.
And I don't. and I-
Maybe we,
and I
maybe.
Totally wanna take out imprisonment, I just think that that's way over the top.
I think maybe we need to try to sit down and. work
But that's
this
just,
out.
Good luck.
but
Good
again,
luck with that.
if you drive around town on Monday mornings, you will see all kinds of stuff out on sidewalks, mark free. Well, and our sidewalks are narrow, and it's like, it's constant.
Issue in itself.
And there's nothing that we can, like, they can't go and say, I'm gonna write you up if you don't get rid of it, because there's nothing to provide for
A
that.
motivator.
It's
So,
not litter. Like,
Well-
I don't know.
Aspects of it would be litter, aspects of it would be, but
I think it would place
you
it
would not
on the
be,
street.
which you could find someone for litter under certain circumstances.
garbage.
Certainly, I think the garbage aspect of it, Trent, would be that,
It's broadly defined here as any matter or thing.
I'm actually quite proud of the language. I took an existing ordinance that was 50 years old, they got it, that's what they had, and then added some more stuff. I think that it comes down to the question, not necessarily one neighbor against another, but does the council, does the governing body think it is necessary to have an enforcement mechanism in your ordinance to remove temporary impediments from the street and the right of way? If the answer is yes, this would be the language I would recommend. If the answer is no, buy a condos, leave them be. So.
I don't think it's necessary, but I also agree about the penalty, so.
Yeah, I think I believe I told Sergeant McMillan, who was a dear friend, that was gonna be a problem eventually, so.
What is the right of way?
It's hard to determine in the town, the right of way is typically, I would measure the right of way for enforcement here. The street, the median and the sidewalk. I would cease enforcement at the edge of the sidewalk, while your technical right of way may extend a few feet further, right?
Depends on the utilities and everything
Yeah,
else,
right.
but for this
What-
purpose.
What
That's
about,
practically speaking.
what about in, for example, in front of my house, there's street, curb, verge, little grassy area,
Or just in the right of way.
then sidewalk. So that verge is part of the right of way?
100%. I think the right of way probably, if we were to do a deep dive, or you and I have talked about this trend, the right of way probably extends a few feet further from the sidewalk edge towards your house. I would not
But
recommend.
I think that's a good line,
It's too complicated, it's too arcane. The sidewalk is typically built by the municipality, right? So it's in the right of way, because you built it. So, some road improvement, something just done. So I think as a matter of just practicality, street, curb, verge, as you call it, sidewalk. Sidewalk edge, enforcement end. My opinion.
So how,
clear line.
my question is, minus this situation. How big of an issue is this really about? Borough?
I think that's a Julian question that you can.
Yeah,
Because I think that's really what the crux of
Yeah,
it is,
I-
really, if
I
it,
think we need to
because I.
table this until we get.
Right, because I think the problem is that everybody's struggling with is it just seems like it's directed at one
Council
street
President, if I
as
may,
opposed to this.
as with so much that we do here, and I've already referenced it in one prior matter tonight. It's so much of it has to do with enforcement, and so much of it has to do with who reports it, right? Because you'll never have the ability, it's like with bamboo, right? We had the bamboo. You'll never have the ability to send a person out there to look for every shoot of bamboo in the.
Well, no, you wouldn't have to, because it'll show itself.
Yeah, any community partner did his part, council president did his part, but it's a matter of enforcement, right? 99% of these things, not just this chief, come to you can come to Dave from a neighbor who's unhappy, right? Maybe not 99%, 95%, let's say, right? The vast majority are neighbors ratting on each other. It's the only way to put it,
They're the ones
unfortunately.
that are most bothered.
And that's not unique to the borough of Flemington, that is across.
No, I was just asking,
Right.
and I appreciate what you're saying, I hear you. I was just asking the general question, is this a borough-wide issue, or is it just this, have we ever heard this before, excuse me? Have we ever heard this before, or
Something
just?
with the garbage can. The sidewalk.
But I thought that we resolved that,
Did you
because we
resolve
did
that?
it.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know.
we had to bring trash
I
cans.
know there was a
in.
homeowner who moved in from a different neighborhood in Flemington and moved to a different neighborhood in Flemington. And they were, for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks, they had a table on a sidewalk with different items, and some of them were for free, and some of them, and Dave Giuliani contacted them and said, you can't do that. There was no ordinance, like.
As with so many of your ordinances, there are probably violations, technical violations, substantive violations
Maybe.
every day.
And they
They're never caught
ended up-
and.
They ended up picking up the table and moving it into the grass. And then it was a perpetual yard sale, which we don't allow in our ordinance, so then he said.
You're one of the best yard sale ordinances around.
Yes, and he stopped, but it was like weeks that this thing was in the sidewalk in the right of way.
Yeah, so I think in the big picture, we give Dave more. Give you more out.
Why don't we asking that? That's a good question.
Yeah.
All right, so this is gonna get tabled.
Let's talk to Dave.
Let's
Good
table.
discussion.
Okay, so have a motion to table, please.
Liberal move.
Is there a second?
Engelhardt will second.
Roll call, please. Thank you, chief.
You're.
Councilman Rice.
Yes.
Council Vice President Engelhardt.
Yes.
Councilwoman Herbert. Yes. Councilman Levitt.
Yeah.
And Council President.
Yes.
Okay, you don't have any public hearings, regular agenda, resolution.
Oh, public hearing for the other two is the 22nd.
Oh, I'm so sorry, yes, the public hearing for 2026-12 is June 22nd, and the ordinance 2026-13 is June 22nd. Sorry.
And I did send you guys somebody's
Yes.
comments for
Yes,
this one.
good.
I told them we couldn't really read them until public hearing, but that's okay.
Okay, so, well, if you could email them and tell them what's here.
Yeah, that was tabled.
Resolution 2026-100, resolution recognizing the month of June 2026 as lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, questioning, intersex, asexual, LGBTQIA Pride Month in the Borough of Flemington. Have a motion, please.
Department, April 2nd.
Okay, roll call, please.
Councilman Rice.
Yeah.
Council Vice President Engelhardt.
Yes.
Councilwoman Herbert. Yes. Councilman Levitt.
Yes.
And Council President Park.
Yes.
Resolution 2026-101, resolution authorizing endorsement of an application for treatment works approval to WA. Permit for the construction of adjusted wastewater collections, treatment and disposal system to serve the proposed addition to the property known as the Red Crab Juicy Seafood. Block, sorry. Block 49, lots 5 and 6 in the borough of Flemington. I never have to hear that term again. I do.
Here, here.
I Googled it to make sure what it was called.
Don't want to eat you.
I'm sorry that you've had to type that.
I'll have a motion, please.
Liberal move.
Good, a second.
Engelhardt will second.
Roll.
Is that really what it's known as?
Question.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, discussion.
What exactly is this?
No.
Oh, so it's gonna become a car wash?
Car wash.
And
Yeah.
under state law, they have to get, treatment works application to the DEP and.
What about the shops at Flemington?
You know, I know where it is.
No,
What
it's
is
for
treatment
like a
works
water
approval?
permit kind of thing.
It's,
like
treatment works
water.
approval is exactly what it sounds like, it's a DEP permit. That is issued through the DEP if they're gonna be doing, it's based on size and scale and scope and how much water they're gonna be going through. And so they have to go through and get that permit, and then it has to be approved by the government.
So to be allowed to put that much water into wastewater?
Yes,
Okay, into our wastewater system.
Yes.
Got it, okay, thank you.
And but they are returning water to us, they're not gonna be using the same amount. But they still require this because of the size of the project.
The planning board approved this at their last meeting.
Yeah.
The
Well, 2
project,
meetings ago.
yeah, two meetings ago, that's it, yeah.
They don't have the resolution though.
No, we haven't formalized the resolution, you're correct. But yeah, it's a, the water's returned, but you have to, this is a formality.
Councilman Hall, please. Councilman Rice,
Yes.
Council Vice President Engelhardt.
Yes.
Councilman Herbert. Yes. Councilman Levitt.
Yes.
Council President Parker.
Yes.
Resolution 2026-102, resolution authorizing endorsements of an application for Shoreline Works approval. PWA permit for the construction of adjusted wastewater collection, treatment and disposal system to serve proposed addition to property known as Liberty Village. Block 35, lots 22 through 25, 31, 53, 54, and 69 through 71 in the borough of Flemington. Can I have a motion, please?
Herbert will move.
For a second.
Engelhardt will second.
Well, any discussion? Roll call, please.
Councilman Rice.
Yes.
Council Vice President Engelhardt.
Yes.
Councilwoman Herbert. Yes. Council Levitt.
Yes.
And Council President Parker.
Resolution 2026-103, resolution to approve the additional engineering fees from Martucci Engineering LLC for lead service line replacement. I thank funding. Can I have a motion, please?
Engelhardt will move.
For a second.
Levitt will second.
Discussion. Roll call.
Councilman Rice.
Yes.
Councilwoman, Vice President Engelhardt.
Yes.
Councilwoman Herbert. Yes. Councilman Levitt.
Yes.
Council President Parker.
Yes.
Do we want to do this today, or do we want to table this since they have not sent back anything excepting the healthcare issue?
But no, there's two different things. This, are you talking about this?
Yes.
This is their contract.
Yeah, this is the,
This has nothing to do with the healthcare.
Okay, fine. Thank you. Resolution 2026-104, resolution approving terms of successor agreement with the Hunter County PDA Local 188. Motion, please.
Parker move.
Is there a second?
Engelhardt will second.
Any discussion?
Yes, where is this agreement and who's?
Well, you have a copy of it in your email.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Bill sent it out. Bill sent out a copy of it to everybody's email.
No, I put it in the box too.
Yeah, so,
Frank, when does we send it out?
yes, in the box.
Well, let's make sure Beth has it. I don't want her to vote on anything that she
Yeah, I
didn't.
could swear
Did you look in the box? Did you look in your box?
No, I have it here. Well, I have.
Well, yeah.
So it's the contract,
okay,
the actual contract,
okay,
3%. For 4 years, 3%. Year each year.
so each year there's a 3% increase in salaries
Yes.
and hourly rates, hourly wages
Well,
for hourly positions?
Oh, no, this is only for PBA. Are you talking about for
What
anybody
does-
outside the PBA? Police benevolent, anybody that's not an officer. is that what you're talking about?
I've never been the police commissioner and I've never been on the contract negotiation, so pretend I'm a 5-year-old.
No, that's what we're trying to explain to you. So there's the rate sheet right there, first one, here's the rate sheet, and it gives you what the rates are for each year, for each level. And this is for the police
Staff.
department,
Yeah,
there's the
that's
staff.
chart.
Yep, no, I'm scanning all of it. And what specifically, what makes it a successor agreement? What is that?
Because they assigned, they agreed to it.
It's succeeding the last contract.
Oh, okay, that.
Oh, you said successor, I'm sorry, yes.
Okay.
So the last contract expired, so we renegotiated this contract.
Tony and.
To the gentleman who has his hand up, you can't comment at this time until the next public comment session at the end of all these resolutions. We'll get back to you.
Well, I think it's coming to this.
I don't know what they're.
No,
I don't know what they
it's
want to
been
do.
a-
This-
oh.
it doesn't matter. They come,
Oh.
but we get-
And so Tony and Susan, you were both on that committee, right?
Yes.
And you're happy with this?
Yeah, I think we worked
We
hard.
really worked hard to do this.
Yeah, we worked hard and the police really worked hard to kind of meet us in the middle.
We were out like this and we all came.
Yeah, it was, and ironically, I have to thank
Mhm.
them because they,
Of course, it's good, but.
it was a,
It was a big gap.
I learned a lot about, I've been on the DPW contract negotiations before. But this was one, another whole level of complexity being the police department.
Cause it's two different things.
It was very different
Yeah,
and I
one
was,
is Teamsters and one is PBA, two different things. I've negotiated Teamsters a lot, but it is a little bit.
but I do wanna thank the police members of the PBA because they really did work hard and a couple times we walked away and went, oh, did we get anywhere? Are we this far? And we kept going back and forth and that's what it's all about. I'm happy with it.
And you know what, and I'm gonna give kudos to Frank. When he was on, he got us over the.
Yeah.
got us over the-
Yeah, when he means Frank, he means his, our labor
labor
attorney. Right at the end, we were like, is this gonna happen or isn't it?
He got
And
us
Frank
over
got
that.
us over the hump. I agree with you.
Okay, ready?
Can I just ask one last question?
Sure.
Yeah,
It Says the outside detail amount was meant, do you know what it was meant from?
It was $86 an hour, I don't know what it went up to.
90, that's what it said.
I think it's, yeah.
It'd be 96 then.
Is that what the county's gonna end up paying?
No,
Yeah.
On the 14th of June in like 5 days?
It's a 4-hour minimum.
you're saying 96 with the $6.
$6 goes to the town, so the officer gets 90. the
Yeah,
town gets
that's-
6. Yeah.
It's just going up 4. Okay, roll call please.
All right, Councilman Rice,
Yes.
Council Vice President Engelhardt,
yes.
Councilwoman Herbert,
Yes.
Councilman Levitt,
Yes.
Council President Parker.
Yes.
Resolution 2026-105, resolution to renew the Borough of Flemington liquor licenses for the 2026-27 license term. I have a motion, please.
Parker move.
There's a second
Engelhardt will second.
discussion.
What is Cyclopedia Associates?
That's Juicy Crab.
Dude, you see your strength again.
They have a
On that,
I
yeah,
went up like,
updated what that says.
yes, that's the one that Council
They-
President Carter is
That's
holding
just
out on.
referring to during this.
Oh,
Council President Carter is holding out.
okay, thank you, that's all.
So last time I never say those words. Don't make me say it again.
I didn't know.
Do you have a
To me, it's like money in the bank, it's there when you get there.
Pretty soon it'll be good.
Yeah.
More steak stuff.
Ew, Marcia.
She said, okay, resolution 2020.
Wait, I gotta.
Oh, I'm sorry, roll call.
Councilman Rice.
Yeah.
Council Vice President Engelhardt,
Yes.
Councilwoman Herbert,
Yes.
Councilman Levitt,
Yes.
and Council President Parker.
Yes.
Resolution 2026-106, resolution approving the 4th round affordable housing trust fund spending plan. Can I have a motion, please?
Parker move.
Is there a second?
Engelhardt will second.
Any discussion? Is approved by the courts. Last step, on this whole housing round, roll call please.
Councilman Rice, Council Vice President Engelhardt,
Yes.
Councilman Herbert,
Yes.
Councilman Levitt,
Yes.
and Council President Parker.
Yes.
Resolution 2026-107, resolution revoking the designation of Cardinal Capital Management as the redeveloper for the redevelopment of Block 14, Lot 1, which is part of the Global Agway redevelopment area, and terminating the redevelopment agreement regarding the same. Can I have a motion, please?
Herbert will move.
Can I have a second?
Level second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Councilman Rice.
Yes.
Council Vice President Engelhardt,
Abstain.
okay, hold on. Councilwoman Herbert,
Yes.
Councilman Levitt,
Yes.
and Council President Parker.
Yes.
Resolution 2026-108, resolution revoking the designation of Captiva Main Street Urban Renewal LLC as the redeveloper for the redevelopment of Block 5, Lots 1 and 2, which is part of the local agri redevelopment area, and terminating the redevelopment agreement regarding the same. Can I have a motion, please?
Herbert will move.
Is there a second?
Engelhardt will second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Councilman Rice.
Yes.
Council Vice President Engelhardt,
Yes.
Councilwoman Herbert,
Yes.
Councilman Levitt,
Yes.
and Council President Parker.
Yes.
There will be redevelopment committee meetings forthcoming very soon. Be setting out some dates. It seems like there's some time off of my calendar. It's not just well, it's me. To talk about next steps. Resolution 2026-109, resolution amending resolution 2026-79, awarding a contract with Marquee Windows for the window improvements project at Borough Hall due to the increase in the cost of materials. Can I have a motion, please?
Engelhardt will second.
Any discussion?
How did this go up so much?
Because you explained, because you got it, you know, but this is like really.
33% increase.
I don't know. He came back and said the materials cost more and he misquoted me.
But this is not the same person,
Yes, it is.
it's the same company?
Yes. But they're still the
project already been
cheapest.
done, project done.
No.
No.
As long as it's not done, okay, maybe.
I just know about it a year ago, and it's
But
like.
they're still the
If
cheapest.
they're still the cheapest, then
Ugh.
I'm fine.
And
The next one is like 29.
Oof.
Construction costs are just.
Oh, it's
Right, but my
ridiculous.
point of it is, he's not reliable.
No, it's not him that's not reliable, it's the cost of.
Yeah.
No, that's not what I'm talking about.
He's not the first person.
That's what I'm asking.
No, I'm sorry.
Oh, that's
No,
not-
no.
Yeah, okay, this is another person. Oh, all right, now I'm on board, just like, what, you're still dealing with
No,
this?
God, that guy used to jump off a short
Yeah,
pier.
you did.
Shame on you. Okay,
I got it.
all right,
Wait, Councilman Rice? Council Vice President Engelhardt?
Yes.
Councilwoman Herbert?
Yes.
Council Flevitt?
Yes.
And Council President Plucker?
Yes.
what was the name of the first guy?
Window.
Window World.
And I'm
Right.
gonna call them tomorrow and say, order those windows right now.
To Markey.
To Markey,
Okay.
yes.
Oh, yes.
Pronoun, please.
No, I lost Window World's number.
All right, we're up to public comment session number 2. Anybody from the public having any comments, please raise your hand. If you're online, please raise your hand.
No, he doesn't wanna talk.
Okay. Going once. Oh,
Yeah,
There he is, there
Okay,
he is.
you wanna? I can't see who it is.
I don't know the name.
Okay, all right, oh, okay, Mr. Hurley, you're on.
Should I
You
unmute?
have to unmute, somebody has to unmute.
You gotta unmute. Oh, wait. Still unmute.
Hang on a second. Who's got to unmute?
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, go ahead.
Hi,
I-
Tim Hurley, Tim
President.
Hurley, 5 Walters Lane. Discussion regarding the 2026 ordinance 14. Yeah, we're the ones that brought that up because we've had continued now. I've had in the past 3 months, 64 balls into my yard, 14 cases of a trespassing. Now, as the police called out, we looked into doing a court, and as police have told us repeatedly, the courts will probably not even consider kids playing at all. So that's one thing. Yeah, we have taken action. We have looked into that. The previous mediation, and again, I want to make the point here, and the ordinance does that way, a street and the street right of way is for the passage of vehicles and pedestrians. No other kind of purpose for doing that way. It's interesting that the basketball court that we're talking about was originally in the middle of the court, and the police in the town did make the people move it from the middle of the court and put it right next to our property, which causes the bigger issues. We have had other issues. So that's the problem here. This is what your own ordinance says. It should no obstruction within the street or the sidewalk. There's the question where the attorney added the right of way, because really it's the whole street right of way from the border, the whole street, both the pavement, the curb area, the berm area, the sidewalk, and even the little area 2 to 3 feet or whatever is outside the sidewalk to the right of way is the street right of way. And the purpose to street right of way is for passages of vehicles and pedestrians. No other purpose is there. Any other purpose is an obstruction of that purpose. So what we're looking for here is, again, I have a basketball court that's an obstruction. I have kids playing in the middle of the street, they're an obstruction. Cars have to move around. Cars have to, avoid them all the time. They're throwing balls at moving cars. They're throwing balls that are hitting power lines. They're throwing balls, and I guess that said, hit our house, hit our, properties and everything is continually. So that's the issue here. Why we're bringing this up here. We think you had the current ordinance, and they made you made them move the basketball court under the current ordinance before. So you can have them move it now. You want to have this ordinance that further defines it? That's good, because sometimes it appears that people taking the word when it just say streets and sidewalks means just a physical concrete sidewalk. versus it's really the sidewalk area, the whole border area is covered by this obstruction thing. Just like she brought up here, you go around town, there's people dumping things, they're all over the place on between in that border area out to the sidewalk. There's piles of things out there. So that's what this is supposed to do. And that's where the Pinewood can do. I understand we have to take whatever personal action between the neighbors. I understand that. There's some there, we're limited. I have a wife who's got a medical condition, which the neighbors are fully aware of. And which their actions constantly aggravate that even more. So that's what we're just looking here. Did you enforce your own property for what it's intended for? And then we'll have to enforce our own property. And we understand that, but you should be enforcing your property for what it's intended for. And it's, the existing ordinance flatly states that already. Now, he's put some additional language in there, make it even more clear, puts in the word right away to make sure it's clear both the streets, the sidewalks, and the full right of way. But that's what it is. And it already, you have the existing language here that allows for that. So that's what we're looking for you to do, is to enforce your own right of way. I understand I have to enforce my own right of way and my own property, but we're looking to the town to enforce their own property for doing that. This is not, as I said, this is an obstruction. Those kids out there, like I said, they're throwing cars at moving vehicles. They're throwing balls at moving vehicles, like Marcia talked about. We give you plenty of videos of that, of those kind of actions, of what they do. And we have, like I said, the parents controlling their kids. They're out there doing things, and the parents tell them no to stop, but the kids keep doing it right after the parents tell them to stop. And we have here in our neighborhood in the last couple of years from these people, we have 5 houses have had to put up no trespassing signs and no fences because of these kids just running around every place, going all over people's property, throwing the balls everywhere, playing, hitting balls everywhere, running around everywhere in people's yards. That's the problem. That is a problem. And like I said, that's from you to enforce your right of way. I will address mine, you enforce yours. They have a big backyard to play in. They don't play in that.
Maybe we can have the police and Dave and us, like, kind of sit down and meet together and talk about this ordinance and then how it's a code enforcement issue versus a police enforcement issue.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Hurley. We'll get back to you.
All right.
Okay, anything else? Anybody else from the public?
Connor Atkinson.
Yes, hello?
Hello, exceed your name and address for the record, please.
Connor Atkinson, 20 Pennsylvania Avenue. Just real quick, 2 things. First, I texted the chief regarding your request for officers to come down on the 22nd, 6 p.m., correct?
No, 6:30 now.
6:30.
I know, I don't need the fire department.
We don't need the fire department.
Okay, you do not. Okay, then disregard that. Second thing, real quick, there was a small wildfire down at Joint Base McGuire today, and the reason I'm saying this is because some of the smoke has drifted into Hunterdon County from this wildfire. There may still be some smoke that will drift in tomorrow. Just want to let the public know if you do see any smoke, just reminder, please call 911. It could be anything. We always would just like to come out and check. That is all. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, thank you. All right.
The very last time.
Okay. Anybody else from public comment?
No.
Seeing none. Payment of bills, authorizing payment of bills in the amount of $714,123.44. Can I have a motion, please? Herbert will move. For a second.
One real second.
Roll call, please.
Councilman Arias.
Yes.
Council Vice President Hart.
Yes.
Councilwoman Herbert.
Yes.
Councilman Levitt.
Yes.
And Council President Porter.
Yes.
Does anybody need a break or if we go right into executive session?
I need
All right. Give me like-
Take a vote. All right, let's do, I need a motion to go into executive session for the purposes of public safety, discuss cameras and potential litigation regarding Clemens Circle Walk. Can I have a motion, please?
Little move.
And a second.
Herbert, second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Take a 5-minute break. Okay, I have a motion to go back into public.
Second.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
And motion to adjourn. There's a second,
Aye.
all in favor?
Aye.
Pleasant night.
Good night, all.
Good night.
I'm never gonna do this.
I know.